Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday, hope your weekend's going good. How is everybody? Octopixie, Day Wolf Cloud, Three-Legged Dog Mode, good afternoon to you. I am putting Remix down just for today. We've remixed a bunch this week. It'll be there next week, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to get away from me. I'm putting it down just for the moment. I want to spend a day on retail. There's still stuff I'm collecting that I'm not done with yet. Actually, before I do anything else, I want to go to Koresh. And I want to, I'll take my mana skimmer out there. You know, we got to get some bonding time with that. I want to go to Koresh and I want to get my Wriggling Pinnacle cache and see how many things I need left from that. I think it's still quite a few. And then outside of that, I want to do chat lists, and I want to see how many of them I can make it through today, because I need 14 more. I don't think I have quite that many 80s, but beyond that, because you could farm extras within a given week, I don't think I can do that many in one day, because I don't know about you guys, they take me a while. So I think the joy and the goal of today for me, aside from getting this Pinnacle cache done, is just to see if it's possible for me to become efficient. You know, how fast can I do the chat lists without skipping any for being bad lists? Because I do want to get them all done. So, under the assumption I'm going to do them all, you know, how quickly can we crank through them? It's going to kind of depend a bit on the RNG of, like, which tasks are set up on each one. But I think it'll be fun to see. I want that achievement. I want it soon. Next week, if not this week. I'm going to buy that chet pack. I'm going to... Is this up? No, it's not. It was up, but it's not up. I'm gonna buy that chet pack. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna put the title on. Part-timer. Maybe it'll be my new rarest title. Who knows? Let's get into an open world spec. I want silence, yeah. How do you grind the cards for the extra lists? Delves are a good way to do that. The Undermine Excavation Site 9 and Side Street Sluice, on the highest difficulty that you can do, will drop lots of cards. The grinding extra lists is kind of optional, especially if you have a lot of alts, because you get a free list per alt per week, and they all count towards the achievement. So you don't have to do the extra lists, although you certainly can. For this one, if I'm looking at all the things, I'm just cleaning up my mouse over here, how many shards are we at? Still 7. Haven't gotten any more of them lately. This is stuff I'm missing from Koresh specifically. It says I'm at like 60%. A bunch of phase diving rare stuff. And just rare stuff in general. I think that's where most of it is. What is this? Seeing Eye to Eye. Oh, and Maniforge Vandals. that's the raid renown. Didn't finish that. That's a one-day thing. Can't be bothered right now. Pinnacle cache. This is what I'm looking at. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more pets from the Pinnacle cache. I have had like at least a month straight worth of dupes. I've had very few original things. I got like 1 or 2 things and then I just kept getting them. So we'll see. We're gonna do our best here. I know I like doing the Hydrobites one. You only need to do about 5 of these quests. You don't have to do all of them. So you can kind of pick and choose how you want to get this done. Morning, New Jai. How you doing today? How are things with you? 6 is very unlucky. Yeah. It's not going great. To my knowledge, I haven't skipped any weeks either. I've been logging on Tuesdays and my days off to do this, and I've had just a bunch of bad ones. Decided to farm anima for Shadowlands Cosmetics, and it is unsettling how many people are still in Korthia and Zerius Mortis. I think a lot of people are going back to collect that stuff. And the nature of anima, I suppose. I don't have to tell you this, you're in the middle of it, but you're not getting done with it in a hurry. Getting sick, I fear. Oh well, 'tis the season. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully it's a quick one. Remix break sounds like a good plan. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying the remix, and I do want to level that new priest that I started yesterday, but, you know, he can wait. He can wait. I did, off-stream finish getting his class order hall intro, like the Netherlight Temple intro done. And the thing I forgot about that specifically as it pertains to Remix is that it's great for leveling, because as soon as you get into the class hall, they give you like 12 quests that are just insta-complete because they're about like getting your followers, sending off missions, And they insta-complete them, but they still count as quests. They still give you experience and gear. And they'll count as quests for your infinite research or whatever. So he's 22 now. And I don't think he was 22 when I finished stream, and it was mainly just from doing that. Okay, so there's one. This one I think is just a fight one mob kind of situation. Let's go find our sleep-back alpha over here. A little sleepy, but I think we just need lots of water. I think I'm just dehydrated today. Excited for the MDI later today, though. Nice. Good period of time to do catch-up collecting, much as people see some goals being achieved. Hello, hello. How you doing? Hard to get any of the rares unless you're in a low-pop RP realm. In Shadowlands, really? Fascinating. I believe you, but that's crazy. Sought after mods like the laser swords and Zereth Mortis. Wild. Oh, man. My lizard brain is now instantly curious about if that's something I have or not. So there's two. What else do I want to do? The Necro race is probably pretty easy. Usually I have, like a Devour Invasion item to turn in, and that counts for 20%. Now we'll do this, and we're just gonna book it to the other side, really. So pretty feels good, man. It is nice looking. I feel like this is something that we're gonna appreciate more in hindsight. I don't know. I'm not obsessed with it the way that I thought I would be. I don't know what I expected from it. I couldn't tell you what it was that I wanted, but I don't know. I will say that it's a bit strange having all of these different, like, intricate things to do to, like, you know, integrate everything into the ecosystem. Is this not the finish point? I thought that was the finish point. I don't want to follow the arrows. I want to cheat. Oh, dear. Oh. It's winning. It's beating me. Hang on. We have to catch it. Phase diving just okay. Yeah. I mean the ecodome specifically, like this ecological succession stuff. They had all this intricacy in it, and then they stuck all the rewards in a random weekly cache that you can get once per account. It just seems so strange that they wouldn't have done anything like, because the rewards are to some extent themed after the animals that you're setting up here, so it's a little weird that the rewards have basically nothing to do with any of that. Expected nothing from it, and ecological succession was a pleasant surprise. Quests are pretty chill. Could be worse, could be better. Yeah, I suppose I appreciate that it's not asking an awful lot from my time. It was pretty easy to get everything fully established. I thought I was going to have to do more weeks of dailies than I did. 20, 40, 60, yeah, that makes sense. I thought it was going to be longer. I feel like it might have been a little bit bugged. I remember unlocking and then finishing, establishing, it's too many inks, the final species, like, in the same day. It just kind of happened. Should we get some blood samples, perhaps? We have to tranquilize these guys. Should probably finish the ecodome stuff. Look how excited I am about that idea. Yeah, it didn't take as long as I thought it was gonna. There's an awful lot fluttering around in here. Such a change in vibe from under my... Tired myself for my neighbor. Almost setting himself on fire this morning. He was trying to deep fry a turkey and didn't fully thaw it. All are alright, but there is a scorch mark on his lawn. Oh my god. Was he doing it outdoors? I guess I don't know enough about any of that, but that sounds terrifying. I mean, I guess it's good that he was doing it outdoors if he made an inferno. My goodness. That's why we don't deep fry turkeys. Frozen turkey. Yeah, they said it wasn't fully thawed. Classic deep frying cold turkey on the lawn. Truly a tradition, apparently. Let's see. We need 2 more of these. Dances with Cats, thank you very much for the 13-month resub. Hello, Hazel. Hello, how you doing? Welcome back. I hope the year's been treating you good. Seen local fire departments literally making PSAs about it. Oh my god. You can do it that way, and it's fine. Hazel, you have not seen YouTube videos of this. No. I think our algorithms might be different. My YouTube shows me, like, dogs and goats and stuff, and dogs being friends with goats, and cats being friends with dogs, and cats and dogs riding goats as friends. It's a whole thing. I wonder if any other country on Earth regularly deep fries a turkey, and in the process, injures and kills people every year. I need one more quest. I usually do the Karoks, I think. I think that's faster than finding the 10 bugs. Maybe not. The 10 bugs, you at least don't have to mess with the shrinking. Bird bombs. My YouTube shows me seals and whales. Stuck bugs. Maybe this is why I don't do the stuck bugs. Maybe the Karoks are easier to find. It's... Your objectives are glowing, which is great, except that you have so many different objectives that they're all glowing. I guess I'll work on both of them, and then whichever one I finish first. I like to know how to not burn down my house. Well, I don't think I was really at risk of trying to deep fry a turkey. We have a fainting goat fest not far from where I live. Aw. YouTube is currently showing me ski and snowboard videos because 'tis the season and I have the itch. Are you planning a trip? Are you gonna go? Getting really paranoid about batteries lately. You are supposed to do it outdoors. Mostly thought Big Bird didn't give it enough time. Turned into a bird bomb. Oh man. I need to find stuck bugs or domineering Karoks. Either or. One of the two. I'm not photographing the bees. Oh, there's a bunch of bugs over here. Don't know yet. Hopefully in a couple weeks, just locally. Nice. Winter trip planned for a week in Whistler with 3 friends. Ooh, that sounds fun. Whistler sounds gorgeous. I don't think I've ever been, but I've seen, like, promo photos. It looks very cozy. Someone on TikTok said their house burned down because they put a rechargeable battery in a plug that wasn't the right kind. Yeah, batteries are a little terrifying, especially because they're just in everything. I mean, under normal conditions, but yeah, messing up your plugs can certainly pop some stuff. Every time I hear Whistler, I think of the Mr. Bean movie. Oh. If you book way in advance, split it among 4 people, not prohibitively expensive. There you go. You're doing it. You're living the dream. What was I thinking about? What I was doing yesterday? I was digging more in my garden plot that I'm like making on my lawn. I'm digging down under where I'm gonna build the raised bed on top of, just to give it a little bit more loose dirt to work with, because the soil here is pretty compact and pretty filled with rocks, and also apparently has random garbage buried in it. I don't know if that's true in everybody's house, but we've found some wacky stuff just digging. Nothing like interesting or cool, but like stuff that is definitely garbage. But I'm mainly just like prying these really big rocks out of the soil to kind of loosen it up and make some room for some plants. But I'm just making like a giant pile of rocks, and for whatever reason, I have this feeling that I am responsible for these rocks. Those are my rocks. They came with the house. Heaven knows I paid enough for the house and the land. And now I didn't see them before because they were underground, but I have unearthed them and they are now my rocks. And maybe after I'm done with the garden bed, maybe I should clean them, maybe I should sort them, maybe I should arrange them. You know, if I ever get really bored and I run out of games to play, I guess I can go outside and I can order my rocks. Joys of being even slightly rural. What is Whistler? It's a ski resort. It's a Canadian ski resort. I want to say it's in British Columbia, but I actually have never been. I couldn't tell you. Sometimes things are in Alberta when you didn't think they would be. Yeah, proper rock stewardship. 1.5 hour drive from Vancouver. Got to 700 a day in remix. Almost out of my flop era. Oh, not your remix flop era. Oh, congratulations on all of your infinite power. You must be very strong. I need one more domineering Karok, and then we should be all set. I'm permanently in my remix flop era. People build towers out of rocks, look pretty cool. Yeah. Very much in my flop era. Those ones in, and that gives me, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna open this. There's 6 things, 6 pets that it could give me. Any one of them would be great. We're hoping for a Shimmering Inch Shifter, Viridian Thorntail, Vitriolic Inch Shifter, Impartial Watcher, Graceful Cosmic, Ray Pupper, a Copper Lapbug. Any of those would be great. I'm gonna drum roll. I'm gonna do it. Jeff, you shush. Oh, for crying out loud. I've had like 4 of those. I got another Sand Siphon Mite. Heavens to frickin' Betsy. Why do I bother? Why am I still here? Oh, yay. How do you encode your videos? Codec, software, hardware? I have it all saved in... I have it all saved in Adobe Media Encoder. And I really fine-tuned it like 10 years ago, and I very rarely mess with it now unless I have an actual problem. So I don't really remember. I could look it up for you, but it's not something I've messed with in a long time. It's the same thing as my audio... Oh, I forget what they're called, but I have a whole set of audio processing that I do to my voiceover, and I haven't messed with it in years. I've just been pasting the last set of... the last set of audio filters or whatever. They don't do anything too crazy, but make it a little YouTubier. I'm gonna Undermine Exchange this because I want to get rid of these things. I do not want this bouncing back to me. I might put it for 5k. That seems to be, let me see, Undermine Exchange. Sand Siphon Mite. I want it out of my life. Yeah. Cheapest NA is 7,500. I'll go for 7k. And see if we can get rid of it. Because other people are having the same problem I am, and people are trying to like buy the ones that you don't have. So that's there is market for them. I can't believe I still need 6 of them. Whatever, I'm going to Undermine. I've done this character and I've done my next character. Anthus is next on the list. Smooth out room noise and such sounds useful. You can. There are filters that will do that. I don't use any noise mitigation. I try to mitigate noise IRL. It's a lot easier to prevent noise from getting into your recording than it is to take it out after the fact. You can use noise gates, but they will degrade your audio because there's like bycatch in them. They're gonna filter out some things that were part of your original recording. Visky Plasky, thank you for the 14-month reset. They're probably getting smarter over time. The last time I used noise gates was probably 10 years ago, so they're probably better than they used to be, but... Missed yesterday's stream because I was at a concert. Back for this one. Oh, do you mind sharing who you saw? Where'd you go? What do you see? You have a good time? Audio is so fussy. You record in your closet? No, I just don't have other stuff going on. I just record in a quiet room. An what do you call it? Cardioid mic, where it's recording from one side but not the back side of it, helps a lot because it means that as long as it's pointed this way, any sound from the rest of the house that's behind it would have to be extremely loud and reflecting off my back wall in order to make it into the recording. But yeah, it's usually pretty quiet if I'm recording anything normally. Although I did record the Dimensius Raid Guide while there were people working in the house. I had to kind of like retake stuff around that because I just needed to be doing something and I knew I wanted to get it done. Okay, so for this one, we can scrap, we can drive, and we can cruise. I'm good with that. My mouse is really twitchy. Dog hair in my mouse laser or something like that. No regular gunfights. No, not so much. My pets are really quiet too. Moose doesn't make a peep. He just looks. He doesn't talk. It's a bit spooky sometimes. You expect him to make more noise than he does. I'm going to do the races is what I'm going to do. Sometimes I'll just do this one twice because this is a nice, fast, easy race. And your races don't have to be, for the chat list, they don't have to be up for a world quest or anything. So you don't, it's not really worth it if you're just trying to do the chat list as fast as you can. Not super worth it to go seek out the sky, like the jetpack race, because they're annoying to get to in the first place. And then they take a little bit longer than something like this. I think this is the easiest of the street races. This one's just like a big loop that's mainly on a road. They don't need to do anything too crazy here. Sarah Larson was really fun. Nice. Massive fan since 2016. Opener was Omar Grunberg. Used to be a massive fan back then. Finally get to see them both live. Oh, that's a good show. So there's one. Let's do it again. 30 seconds of my life. This music is fun. I rarely hear it. Supposedly, some of the Undermine music was nominated for like a Game Music Award or something. Which I don't think I'm surprised. It's good stuff. One of my favorite parts of the Undermine patch. Trying not to read chat while driving the car is like the streaming version of trying not to. Well, actually, no. Some people really do try not to read chat while they're driving an actual car, so I don't think it really compares. I was gonna say it's like, you know, don't text and drive. Don't read chat in the stream card, but this is no one dies if I crash this one. Getting to see an artist live that you love and have been listening to for a long time, such an awesome experience. Let's do our scrap. I think it's still over there, although it was started, so I might miss this one. I'm backing up my Blu-rays, testing with hardware, accelerated encoding, hence my question. 3 hours software versus 25 minutes, now I have to weigh quality and size versus speed. That is the thing, quality and size versus speed. There's usually a middle ground. Your use case is a bit different because you have a lot of media to get through. My videos are not usually very long. It's not normal for me to be encoding hours of content. My stream VODs are long, but those go straight to YouTube. I don't cut those on my end. Not unless there's something I really want to cut out of them. Oscar, thank you for the 63-month resub. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Now let's do this. And this way we can just track them, and then we can pick up some cans on our way to the next dig over here. You gonna play as a Heroneer? I think so. I think I'm gonna make one. It's not gonna be my main or anything, but I'm gonna make a Heroneer, probably a Heroneer Druid alt. I was playing a little Heroneer Feral Druid on beta, and that was really fun. I liked their Druid forms a lot. Better PC would also help. There is all the way for that. Brand just hit 100. Nice. Twitch does that? So what I do on Twitch is I have it export my VODs to YouTube. I have my Twitch account linked to my YouTube VOD channel. So Twitch will send the VODs straight to YouTube. And then I just go in on YouTube and I edit off with the YouTube editor. I edit off the intro and I usually try to cut out my breaks. And then just publish them that way, so I don't have to like download and edit and re-encode because it's just a lot of footage. Make YouTube do it. You know, Google's got the money; they can afford it. Did you ever dream of a Threadripper? I built a PC with a Threadripper. It was a whole thing. It was cool. It was the size of my hand. How do you find Holy Priest feels for you so far? Honestly, and I can't blame it too much because I took a bunch of passive talents and I didn't try any different builds. Boring as hell. Super, super, super boring. I had basically no buttons, and they all did a bunch of stuff for me. It was extremely... and I don't know how good my throughput was. I didn't have meters up or anything, There's probably different builds that are more involved that I will eventually try to find, although, if we're being honest, like I said yesterday, I'm just going to play whatever Jack tells me to. But the starter build that I set myself up in had, like, 4 buttons. Not my favorite iteration, but we'll see. I might get used to it. Do you know when you take breaks? No, I just look in the VOD and I just see the dead spot in the audio form. Because it'll show you the waveform for the whole thing when you're in the YouTube editor. Disc era incoming. Uh-huh, you think? You wanna bet? Wanna bet some big ones? Alright, is that enough digging? That is enough digging, so now we just need a couple more cans and then this one's done. This was a nice easy list. I feel like this one was karma for the list that we had before that. Head over to the world boss area to go grab some of the cans around there. Living the dream. I haven't built a PC in years and years. And then they got expensive, you know, so and maybe they still are. There's a few different, like, market factors that made building PCs, like, super expensive, and they happened after I had just gotten this PC from C.H.E.T.T. So I've just been kind of, like, sitting it all out, hoping that it goes back to normal by the time I actually need to make another one. This is such a good list. They're going crazy right now. This isn't really where I want to be. Although, if people are going to kill him, I wouldn't mind tagging him. I actually do need lists. Or not lists. I need log from him. Are people killing him? I suppose so. I might regret this. Especially if I just walk into bombs. Do you think more engaging ways to build Holy exist? Sure. I like the way it is now. I like the way it's been. I've enjoyed various versions of Holy Priest over the last however many years it's been. Some of them more than others. But it depends on what their goal is. And also, like I said, I only tried one version of it. There's probably talents that make it more involved. The question is if those talents are effective enough to make it worth playing over the dead easy version of it. We'll have to see how it fits in with their vision for the rest of the game and how classes are going to feel and play in Midnight. If the options exist. I don't know, I haven't tried the rest of them. Before I'd leave for the concert, sat down, got my Derby Dash achievement. Nice. RAM prices increased like 200% in the last 30 days. Yeah. Reviews of Resto Shaman are really not good. It's hard to say because it's just so different. And we're all comparing our classes from War Within to Midnight when they're building them with this kind of, like, add-on de-armament in mind. The tricky thing is when you weren't playing your class with weak wards anyways and you were pretty happy with it, and now they assume they need to make it a whole lot easier to account for all these weak wards they're taking away that you weren't using anyway. So now you're wondering what all this, like, juicy meat up in your skull is for. Yeah, we'll see. I think if any of it turns out to be insanely boring, they're gonna work on it over time. They usually do. Things get better, things get worse, they get better again. It's the circle of life. That's not actually why I came out there for. I came out there for the cans. This is exactly my problem, is I tend to get sidetracked. I need to not do that too much if I'm gonna get through a bunch of these lists today. Can't have the good ones taking me this long. It'll be fine. What are you gonna do? Not play? Exactly. It's just a shock. It's just different. That's all. Worst case scenario for me, I think, I end up switching off Holy. If Holy really feels like every way you build it, if Holy Priest feels boring because they decided that they wanted to make it like the gimme spec. And I don't remember where, I don't have a link or anything, but I vaguely remember them saying something about how they wanted that one to be kind of like the beginner healer, the super accessible one, which bummed me out a little bit. yeah, worst case scenario, I end up switching off of Holy. I don't know to what. I'd have to try some different stuff. I don't want to do that. I love my main, but if I'm really, really bored on it, then we'll see. There might be another future for me. It already is. How come every time I talk to you, I get bummed out, man? You have like a specific talent to make me feel bad about myself. Definitely not going to play my Fire Maid Mage in 20 years. Didn't like Shaman as much before. All the specs in beta feel great to me. Shadow Era. I want to be a healer, though. I love healing. Heard good things about Prevoker. Oh, good. Lizards. I think I'm just crabby. Am I finished my list? Yeah, I'm finished my list. Happy another tank class has a range spec, to be honest. Let's see. If you were crabby, being a scaly would be the closest. Yeah, I liked how it was, and I'm just worried about change, I suppose. We'll see. Complete list to turn in. There we go. Time to pick up the next one. 13 more to go. I could see you playing Resto. Druid or Shaman? Druid, yeah. It always drives me nuts that that they're both specs are called Restoration. They couldn't come up with another word to describe them. That's all they have. Alright, let's get a list. Playing Marvel Rivals and Overwatch has me realizing that healer's a thankless job. Is your Evoker 80? No, it is not. I think she's somewhere in between, maybe? I did not get her to 80. My soul does not want to be a lizard. Okay, so let's see. What do we got? We got rares. We have races. And then it gets kind of ugly. Might be a side street sluice one. We'll do the rares and races first. Do I have on this character? At least the rares are up. That's good. I do. I have a one button set up on these alts for this. Happy birthday, World of Warcraft! And also me. Happy birthday, Dizzy Nitro. People like Dragbear. I'm happy for them. It's just not really clicked with me. It was never really going to. I've always preferred the races that were not super animal based. If I can't find any, there was a rare up here. I lost him though. We can do the race. This is that's actually a sky race. We don't want to do that. We want to do the cars. Because the other things, I'm wondering if there's like some other objective that I've been skipping that's actually not so bad. It's not got to catch at least a few. I've done that. It's not hard, but it's just annoying. It's just long. It just takes a while. It's probably faster to do side street sluice depending on the story. Ideally, you want tasks that you can do in like a couple of minutes each, because I can easily end up spending half an hour per list, and that's not... that's a long time. The thing that stopped me from being a Resto Druid main for a long time has been, I guess, a couple of things. Not having a good excuse to see all of my mounts all the time. Like, I've collected so many mounts that it's a little bit sad to have the efficient thing to be to just use flight form and then bypass the mounts. So there's that. Same thing goes for not really being able to see my transmog anytime I'm in a DPS spec DPSing. Even with Glyph of Stars, it's still like blue. You can't see what you're wearing all that well. And then the other thing is just how annoying setting up and managing and keeping organized Druid bars is. I always end up with just they just make me feel messy. Like having all the different form and stance bars and making sure that like some buttons are in the same place across different bars and other buttons are only on one bar or another one. I always end up mucking it up somehow, and it makes me insane. And they're like small annoyances, but they're enough to make you not want to commit to being that thing as like your actual permanent main. Also, if I was a druid main, I couldn't be a gnome. That hurts. That's hard. Gnomes don't have a lot of healers, to be honest with you. They don't have shamans, they don't have druids, they don't have paladins, they don't have evokers. They have priest, they have monk. Is that it? There's not a lot of gnome healers. And I'm not being a monk. I won't do it. You can't make me. 2 more rares would be great. Let's go check on the ones under the stairs. Okay, try my druid in beta, feeling the same. Always be a rester druid is the answer, but that feels too limiting. I know about myself that I need to have a DPS spec set up that makes me feel at least comfortable enough to quest and like do delves and stuff. It would, and ideally to be able to flex onto it for raids, because sometimes raid doesn't need me to heal. Sometimes they just don't. Sometimes we have enough healers and someone needs to flex, and it's nice if I can do that. And if I hate the DPS spec, then that's no fun. Shadow, yeah, I can't see my Mog super well, but at least I like it. I haven't been very good at it this season, but that's okay. I think we're gonna do Sluice. I think I'm gonna do a Sluice 1. And I'm going to not take the portal. If we see a portal, we're not doing it. I think the players that should flex should be the ones that want to. Also, my druid does this. Hands off. It's been doing this all expansion. If you want to talk about things that make you crazy. You like playing Boomkin? Too bad. It's not a keyboard thing. It's been like that. Just on druid. It's the only thing that does it. It's awful. Sometimes it stops for a while, and that's when we give thanks. I've never seen that in I have a druid. I've had that bug on and off for like this entire expansion. It's really annoying. Court of the Stars accepted new applicants. My druids are behaving. Yeah, couldn't tell you what it is. I don't really have like a lot of add-ons that would mess with stuff like that. Most of my add-ons are things like journal enhancers, so I don't think it's one of my add-ons. What am I meant to be doing? I think I'm just meant to be dealing with this. And it's not the one button, because I've had that problem before one button came out. But like, what else is there? I'm not gonna be a Holy Paladin. I'm not gonna be a Resto Shaman. I don't know. I'm not gonna be a Disc Priest. That's not happening. We're not doing that. I see stuff over here. After this, I think we just need one more rare, maybe 2 more rares, and we should be done. Hopefully Tinker will have a healing spec. Are we still convinced Tinker is happening? I've always thought it was a bit of a, you know, pun not intended, a bit of a pipe dream. I also don't really want it personally. It's not really my vibe. It would be fine if they added it. I would maybe try it out, but like, I don't know if I love the fantasy of healing people with gadgets and, I don't know, rivets. Tinker has to be the next class. Why? Why does it have to be the next class? People have been saying that for ages and ages and ages, and then they came out with Evoker, which wasn't a thing that anyone had even thought of. Actually, Holy will probably be fine. You'll be fine. Everything will be fine. I'm starting to bum Ujai out. More convinced with Bard. Rival just got turned into Tinker. Holy rivet. Yeah, I think that Blizz is more likely to want to take like an archetype and then put their own fairly heavy spin on it. I don't know if they would go in a Bard direction, just because Bard feels like traditional Bard would be more of a support spec, and I don't think they're doing another one. I know I forgot what they said, but I don't think they're gonna do like another AUG. With all the music stuff in beta, I wonder. I think that when they do add another class, it's gonna be some random thing that no one thought of ahead of time. It's gonna be something that Blizzard incubated independently of like the community dreams. Having just AUG is weird. It is weird. I think eventually AUG gets converted to a DPS spec. But we'll see. I haven't thought about them much in ages. You don't want to heal people by throwing vials of medicine on them, setting up a healing matrix, and shooting people with restorative syringes? No, I don't think I do. I'm not against it if other people want to, and if they add it, I'm not gonna like you know, I'm not gonna strike or anything, but I don't personally want that. It's not my fantasy. It's not my hardware encoded test file. It's about 10 gigs bigger. Yeah, you might want to double check your bit rate. Especially if it's like taking a really long time. If your files are super big, there's probably something that can be adjusted there. Different codecs will also handle things differently. Some of them just really suck at compression. Either more force specs be added before another class. I need to kill the last boss and then we're out of here. Am I really not forgetting another healer? I was gonna say they haven't added one, but they added Evoker. The annoying thing is I actually loved Pre-Voker as a spec. I loved playing Pre-Voker. The thing that killed it for me was having to A, be a Drakthir, and then B, the Legendary. Not getting the Legendary really took the wind out of my sails. Or scaly, leathery wings, so to speak. Priest, Evoker, Paladin, Shaman. Paladin? You got Paladin twice. I want a heavy metal bard. Monks, right. Monks have to wear... They don't have to, but monks wear pants. That's weird. If I could put my Drakthir in a dress, it would change things. I don't think I would like her any better in a dress. If I could put her in like a giant bag that turns her into not a Drakthir. It's just a dragon under a sheet that has like a gnome wig on top of it. Yeah, Dragthir, there you go. Gosh. Alright, so that got side streets done. So now we just need to go have a look for rares. See if Volt Strike is actually getting summoned. You can stay in human form for Drakthir for spells that don't force dragon form, but my understanding is that most of the evoker spells are specifically tied to it. So if you're a Drakthir, like a priest or a hunter or something, outside of your tail swipe or whatever, you could probably get away with it. But if you're an actual pre-voker, they're not going to have you coughing your dream breath out of your nose like you're sick. Even if I would prefer that. Just be a walrus with the flame breath coming out from under my big fat mustache. Penny pouch. I still have Halloween garbage on here. I suppose I could help. Far be it from me to help. Just sitting here waiting for other people to summon Volt Strike. Weird if a human or elf Drakthir form just belched a god of fire. I mean, maybe they, you know, Had some spicy food. Oh, make sure we tag it. That's good. Count as rare, plus these ones have a slightly higher drop rate, it seems, for whatchamacallit, miscellaneous Mechanica. I wouldn't say no to a bonus Mechanica. I'm getting like 1 per week, so any bonus basically cuts a week off of my grind. Do I need 1 more rare? I might. Yeah, I do. They make you kill 3 rares, although it looks like Flyboy Snooty's up, as long as I can make it to him. I'm so slow. I'm used to Remix. Also, I probably could have gotten in my car. As long as we tag it, we're happy. Mage Time Runner's a Drakthir, but he's disguised as an elf because at the time of Legion events there weren't any Drakthir. No. Midnight Holy, any different from pre-Dragonflight Holy Priest? Oh, absolutely. Pre-Dragonflight Holy Priest had buttons? Things you could cast? Oh. There's a... It's not just Premonition being gone. There's a lot of things that used to be default that they make you spec into now. They don't even let you. They don't let you cast heal anymore. They've gone all in on just flash heal. There's no more like economy heal versus juicy heal. That's gone. Yeah, Holy was Shadowlands Holy. Exactly. That was flash concentration. That was my Meow week aura. That had, and I mean, I didn't love flash concentration, but at least it was something to do. I got a Mechanica. Did I? I did get a Mechanica. Was it from Flyboy Snooty? It was, I guess. That's cool. Wow. Thanks, Snooty. Nice. Yeah, lots of good memories off that week. Okay, so that's ready to turn in. That's going to bring us up to 88. Complete list. And then I want to stick that Mechanica in my war bank is what I'm going to do. They say they aren't pivoting to controller rotation. I also feel that most classes have been pruned to the point where with the right talents you can get away with controller for them. That's kind of my feeling. All I played in Shadowlands was Mage mostly. My remix characters cannot do this unless I take them off, but we'll do my other 80s first. Where is my evoker, by the way? Where is she? There she is. Yeah, level 70. She looks about as nice as a dragon was gonna look. Okay. All these alts. They're oversimplifying so they can add new abilities back later that will feel like buffs. Yeah, maybe. I think they're trying to free up some mental bandwidth for people so that they don't miss their weak aura packs as much. Alright, 1 list. Hopefully a good one. Da-dun-da-da-dun. We can scrap, fine. We can do rares, fine. We can do races. Yes, this is good. Okay. I like the scrap objective. You don't have to do... You can get it done within 1 dig if you get a buff up early. Did I say races? I think I did. I like to put my list like up here so I can double check on it. Yeah. Love the Visage forms of Drakthir. I'd main them if it was just that. I did love my Drakthir in Visage form. I loved her with no hair and then just her scales on her skull. I thought that was actually quite cool. A little bit alien looking. Make sure I track my whatchamacallit, achievement. Just for motivation, you know? If you can see that you're 88 out of 100, it starts to feel a little better. Let's do that one more time. I think the female Dracthyr are cool, but something about the Blood Elf male model with human eyes creeps me out. I don't think I've seen a male visage Dracthyr walking around. I guess I haven't looked that closely in a while. I'm sure people play them, but I feel like I usually see the female ones. Yeah, it would be nice if you could have the Dracthyr form as, or pardon me, the visage form on your login screen. That probably would help me out a lot. Oh, I missed Slugger. Darn it. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure I need rares too. I do. Rares and scrap. Might be a good idea for me to turn on a rare scanner, to be honest. Do scrap in the meantime. She's actually going to finish a scrap weekly. In the deep dive, they mentioned changing the warband screen so you could see visage. I'd believe it. Oh, a rare. Scrap beak. Well, we don't get a dead scar cleansing with the help of the dragonflight. I wanted to see how the Dracthyr and flights were being integrated in the story. 2 expansions later. Man, thinking about Prevokers making me miss a little bit, but I can't go back. Keep an eye out for rares in the way. The scrap digs will always be up, but rares can... They're usually around, but they can be tricky to find. I wonder if I'm gonna end up doing any shipping and handling for Bliss today. This makes me crazy. I don't even want them. I don't even want to wear it. I should just accept that I'm never finishing that. It's never gonna happen. Somebody must have done all of it. I'm never gonna 100% undermine anyway because of, well, A, there's a rogue thing, apparently. But B, one of my ensembles failed to give me an appearance, so that's toast regardless. Can I wait for Remus to enter it? Yeah. This I could probably get. I'm hopefully still cleaning off my gunk-covered thingies because I need one more item from that. That doesn't seem too bad. This stuff, yeah, Miscellaneous Mechanica sucks, but at least you can get it. Like, you know if you keep going, it'll happen. You're not just completely wasting your time. I just need so much of it still. The fact that I only have half of it after as much of it as I've done, kind of upsetting, especially when their propensity to bug. Alright, let's see how we're doing. We got the scrap done. We need one more rare. And it should really be just one because we got the Galagio garbage and that does count. Any big guys? Ephemeral? Oh no, that's Darkest Precipitant. I might not make it to that. Let's see. Often get no mog. And that's when you're lucky enough to be able to do 9 in a row without completely having it bug and then having to reset and start over. Oh, looks like we're gonna make it. We can even help. Happy 4 days till Stranger Things Season 5. Happy 4 days. Oh, that's right. I picked up that thing so I could cleanse one of the little elemental guys. Just finished Season 4. Nice. I was thinking about doing a rewatch, but I think I've decided I'm not going to. I'm just going to watch the recap. Already made my midnight transmog set. Need to get on my Dallas immediately. Alrighty. Nice list. Go turn it in. I've been saying so I'm gonna rewatch season 4's finale. Don't want to be spoiled. I know the internet won't be quiet about this one, that's fair. I was gonna say, I feel like people are more chill about spoilers than they used to be, but I think it's just that I'm not as online as I used to be. People are probably still spoiling away, I just didn't notice. Oh. Friend list. Chat lists, huh? This is number 89. I feel like I'm due for a really bad list. It's my time. Alright. Side gigs, fine. Cruising, fine. It's either shipping or sluice. Sluice is probably faster than shipping. Shipping has a chance to give me Mog. I guess that's what it comes down to. I'll do the side gig first. Yeah, you need 100 total. Or you can get the achievement if you become Employee of the Month, but we don't really fully understand how that works, and a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of the WoW player base has gotten it, so it doesn't seem to be very reliable. Yeah. For a while, it seemed entirely possible that Employee of the Month was literally one player per month. It seems now that there's a few more than that, but not many. We want Infested Waters. That's the easy one. That's the one boss side gig. Didn't realize people got it. A few people have it. No one really... It doesn't seem to be widely reliably known how to do it. None of the reading that I've done has come up with a replicable answer. Thought it was a goblin joke they added, like get Employee of the Month, and no one ever gets Employee of the Month. I mean, it works pretty well as that. A few people do have it, but very, very, very few. And the annoying thing is that, like, so you get Employee of the Month, and then you get, like, what, the Employee of the Month title or something? And it's temporary. Like, as soon as the month is over, it's gone. Like, it's quite literally, you don't even get to keep it. Part-timer, at least you can keep. If you, you know, you finish the thing. I think you would get to keep the part-timer title even after Employee of the Month is gone, but the actual thing doesn't last. It's always someone's cousin. Well, it's good that there's a nice easy side gig. Maybe there always is, I'm not sure. So... I'll do the cruising. I think I'll do the shipping. Well... You know, Side Street Sluice is fast today. Let's not bother with the shipping. Let's accept our not about to get all that transmog. Let's just make peace with that reality. And we're not going to worry about it. We're going to do a Sluice 1 for this list. That's what I'm going to do. It's a little slower, but ones are so easy that even my ungeared characters can do them fine. Bran missed you. My bags are a mess in some of these alts. I've been sending them a few of those like Valor Stone caches, or sometimes if they get a bunch of Valor Stones, because you do get quite a few from doing chet lists, I will, sometimes I've been known to buy the boxes for themselves to get like some champion 680 stuff. If I reach Chet, I know it's jazz stuff. I just want this done. I want this done before December 2nd. And I have the alts to make it happen. I want to see how close I can get today. I've got 2 more hours of stream left. We're doing alright, list-wise. Finished all the old school and max stuff. I'm pooped. Like Maldraxxus? Oh, Nax. Naxxramas. That is a project. Congratulations. It's nice that there's a nice fast side street sleuth story today. Nah, you're fine. Scala, that makes sense. I never finished all that. I started it. I had some notions about like doing mod collecting from the very beginning of all the things, and we were working on that for a little bit, but that was during the last gap in content we had, and I don't think we're ever going to have another one. I don't know if there's ever going to be another moment where I'm like out of stuff to do. So I haven't done the remote teleporter, which means that I'm going to be... They're not going to let me do this end bit until I get over there. It's over there. When even was that gap? I remember running Scalamons and like getting Barnacles, my Coulter and Druid set up with like a sort of a cheap speed set. I don't remember when it was. Maybe a year ago? So much to do with it. It's kind of fun. That door doesn't even open, does it? There we go. That's what we need. Season 1 War Within before Undermine came out. That sounds true. Because after Undermine came out, I've been doing this ever since. Finally had the mount drop from Queen Ansurek, and it always makes me laugh how many whispers you get asking if it's for sale. Holy. That's a cool mount. Congratulations. I'm guessing that it was not for sale. I think my pet is stuck up on the ledge. Dismiss and resummon it. Haven't been able to kill command this whole time. Yeah, this is faster than 10 deliveries for sure. Wasn't the mythic version either, but it was mount number 1116. Holy smokes. Totally forgot to spam LFR end bosses for the mounts this whole expansion. Yeah. You can always wait for remix. Alright, casual cruising. Yeah, Sluice isn't bad today. There are some stories that are worse, but it's usually a reasonably fast delve. I think I can do that just fine on whatever else need to if necessary. Excavation Site 9 is another story. I hate that one. It takes ages. Did it with Dragonflight and it actually worked for 2 of them. Doing LFR for end bosses to get their mats. If I was being really thorough about my collecting, I would be doing LFR just to get my raid reps up for things like Liberation of Undermine and Manaforged Vandals, just to finish getting the rewards from those. Because there's just like straight up mounts that I'm missing just because my group doesn't raid for that long. Did we get enough cans? Nope, not quite. Almost. I'm assuming almost. It used to really bother me that chetlist tasks had no progress indicators on them, but I've kind of gotten over it. It's fine. I can deal. You just do more and then see if you're finished. Pugging Heroic for the first 4 to 6 bosses super fast, done in 1 to 1.5 hours. Great rep. I watched your Kaveza clear after clearing mine in the ending. It was so relatable. Yeah, I was not a happy camper. I wasn't doing great with that. I'm glad it was done. It was one of those things where you want the fairy tale ending, but you're in real life and you're not sure if it's ever gonna happen. So over at 10k repair bill. I think I might have dropped like 30 plus. I wiped a lot. I did not take to that quickly. Alright, so that was list 90. Let's go do list 91. Thought you did well. Yeah, it's dead. I'll say that. It died. Ding dong. Still haven't bought the yellow dino because the vendor is inside the raid. I've said I'm not coming back here ever. New list, please. Alright, what do they want? I see races, cruising. Ooh, races, cruising, and now it's either shipping or excavation site 9. That's a toughie. Rowdy Rifts. Might be shipping. Hi, Rita. How you doing? I mean, we should just let's just do some shipping. It's not that bad. Also, let's make sure we have weeklies up because you can get 200. Yeah, I've got them on me. You can get 200 extra resonance crystals. Won't hurt. I actually don't need rares in this character, so I'm just gonna not even worry about them. Let's do some jobs. See if I can do it without bugging it out. Some of them tend to do it more than others, and my running conspiracy theory, unproven, unconfirmed, is that it has to do with being in combat and with entering these things too quickly. So what I've been doing is I've been making sure that I'm not in combat with anything. And then walking into them, and I seem to bug them out less doing this. It takes longer, but I want the streak so badly for the chance of transmog that I'm willing to slow it down a little bit. Because, like, it always has been bad, but I swear it got worse. The shipping and handling job's bugging. I saw it. I'm just gonna run there. I'm not in combat. Half the ones I did yesterday definitely bugged out, gave no reward. The thing that gets me is when it breaks so that it won't let you continue the job or like get the next job. It just won't turn in. Sometimes the circle disappears, sometimes the circle is there, but you can walk in and out of it and it just won't trigger. Chat list option isn't showing up for my alts? Do they have a list on them already? I don't think I have to set them up in any special way. I just kind of go to the machine and get a list. Oh, Elon, thanks for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday and a nice stream. One near the lumberyard that always bugs out. is the goldfish rescue. Also, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I can't think of any other reason why your else wouldn't have it, assuming that your main has it. Because it's unlocked in Renown, but the Renown would be account-wide. Okay, so they want us to go to the hotel. That one usually works. The ones that tend to bug for me are the packages, Rug Monster, Crystal Aligning. Usually those ones. Sometimes others, but those are the worst ones for me. Oh, the Book of Names. That one tends to break too. And like names, crystals, and Rug Monster are all in kind of dense areas with like hostile mobs around, so that's kind of where my combat theory came from. It shouldn't break it, but I feel like it might. There we go. That one made me nervous. It's always really funny when they give you a package delivery and they just want it taken like 2 yards down the street. Like right next to where you picked it up. So for this one, because there's a bunch of hostile stuff here, I just want to like, yeah, make sure that if anything's going to anger me, we can kill it and get back out of combat. I'm just being paranoid, but as long as this is working, I think I'm going to continue to do it. And maybe it would have worked anyway, but I don't trust it. I have issues. Tailgater troubles. This is just one of the combat ones. I have to remember that this character has no gear. She's on level 637, so maybe I can't pull the same way that my priest pulls. I'm almost 100 item levels behind. The farther down my list of ults I get, the worse equipped they are to deal with stuff. I should check some of these blues that are dropping for me. Some of them might actually be upgrades. Those are cloth, but you know what I mean. At 7. This is the roach one. This one's fine. You just can't forget where you are. Sometimes if I get distracted by a world quest and I wander off of it, I forget what job I was on and where it is because it doesn't mark on the map super clearly. Yeah. That's the stuff. I wonder if I'm gonna run out of ults to do chet lists on. I might actually end up farming some chet cards today. We'll have to see. This is going faster than I thought it would. I think I've gotten quite lucky and I've gotten a couple of really good lists. This one's not amazing, but it's okay. I knew all these ults were gonna come in handy for something. I guess if I wanted to, I could also take some of my remix ults that are not my remix main. And at that point, I can just, if I transfer them off, I can probably bring them out here and do some lists on them too, because they're 80s. I haven't done that yet. That would be another 3 characters that I could use, if it comes to it. Hi, Beatrix. How you doing today? Happy Sunday. Deliver. Don't forget to move bronze off of them if you do that. I don't think they're holding a lot, but that's a good idea. 9 out of 10, and no piece of armor anyway. Ay, why do we bother? At least we got a... This will be good for the list. And I think I got a bunch of cans while I was doing this anyway, so I think that'll help. Hi, Sweet Salty. How are you? Happy Sunday. Drink our coconut drink. I have a cat sleeping under my desk right where my feet go, and I have to be careful as I'm like adjusting around to not accidentally put my feet on her. She's sleeping real cute. So that gets that done. So now we can just do the races, the rest of the cans, and we'll be all set. I wonder if she has the Valor Stones to buy herself any gear. She could do some. She could do a piece. Okay. I will say I have not reached out to anybody on Discord. And I don't have anybody doing so on my behalf, so if anyone has been pretending to be me or pretending to be working for me, it is not authentic. Definitely not above board. Hello, hello, how you doing? I hope you're having a good weekend. Beware of scams online. Sometimes things are not what they seem. My bad, must have the wrong channel. That could be it. Have a good day. I hope you find who you're looking for. And I hope you're not being scammed. It's a good idea to check with people in person. This ought to do is for this list. I think this might be the last of my hunters. I have like a pack of hunter alts, but I think I'm running out of them. I think I'm gonna have to start doing this on like shamans and monks and random stuff now. One button rotation comes in real handy. How many more C.H.E.T.T do you need? 10. This will be, or 9 after this one. I'm at 90 out of 100. I'm very excited about that. Starting to feel like the end is in sight. The light at the end of the tunnel is tickling just the tip of my nose. I can see it. I can feel it. It's warm. It smells like daisies. 1, 2, 3, and that one's done. It's probably not going to be the last list I ever do when I turn in the last one, but at least the rest of them I can turn them in for rep and get my Mechanica faster. Do you have another goal lined up for when you're done? I mean, I want to enjoy this one for a second. Remix is still there. I still need more things from Remix. Got up to 30 before thinking, nah. Need to clean up my warbank to make room for all these housing decor mats. I wonder if this is going to be the thing that makes me... I wonder if housing decor and housing decor mats and crafting mats is going to be the thing that makes me actually buy more warbank tabs. I still, to this day, have 2 warbank tabs. I never bought the rest of them. I figured I would just save my gold, and I would buy more on the day that I needed them, and I haven't needed them yet. Is there a soundtrack that is very nostalgic to you? For example, Elwyn Forest music. I think the Night Elf stuff. The Night Elf tracks that you get when you're like leveling in Teldrassil. Those are pretty special to me. Oh, this is a good list. We've got cruising, races, rares. Or, if we didn't want to do the rares, we could do scrap too. But I see that Lethide's up, so we can start with him. Rares are nice because they can also drop Mechanica directly. Cruising, races. Let's do the races first. I have 3 and I feel like I need more. I mean, it sounds like I'm going to need some of my gold for outfit slots. I feel like I'm going to want to have a lot of outfit slots to be able to set them up and then auto-swap between them and not have to change them out that much. A lot of upfront investment, not as much ongoing cost, that kind of thing. Of Eversong Woods and Dunmorrow. feel like I heard a lot of the Dunmaroga music in Classic, playing gnomes and dwarves in hardcore the first 10 levels. And again. 30 seconds. Not too bad. It was the first experience. I've just spent a lot of, like, quality time starting Night Elves and naively believing that that was going to be, like, my new character. That was going to be the thing. I've spent a lot of, like, solo time. You know, like, maybe I should have been doing daily quests or something. But I would just, like, sneakily make a make a Night Elf hunter or a druid or a priest or something. And just go help Terrandrella and all that. Get my going down achievement jumping off of the big tower in the starting area. There's Slugger. This character has a little more gear than the last one, although I definitely cannot solo, I don't think. I'm waiting for people to show up here. Don't I want to replay it? Done that when I'm really going through something. I used to like herbing too. Like that was my thing. I would either make a Night Elf or I would just go farm herbs somewhere. There's still time to realize there's a nest. Okay, so there's one rare. Oh, a Mechanica! Holy smokes, I'm getting lucky today. That's like a whole bonus week's worth of them. That's crazy. I think that scrap is going to be faster than finding 2 more rares for me, though. Remember when you thought Void Elf was going to be your jam? Yeah, that really clicked with people for some reason. That stream VOD is strangely popular. I don't really know what the draw is, but that one really, really struck a chord. It wasn't meant to be. I think it was the excitement of thinking that it was meant to be. Can't believe I got another Mechanica. That's so cool. I'm saving up for pets is what I'm doing. So there's drive and then there's cruising. So now we just need either scrap or 2 more rares would do it. Let's try to do the scrap. It's a bit more reliable. 941, so close to being done powering up in Remix. Nice. Do you find it feels a lot faster now that the last phase of raids is out? Scrap job up here. Oh, Nitro's up though. Nitro's on the other side. We'll do the scrap job. Oh, my car's stuck. Also, I guess the scrap job ended. After 800, it feels exponential. Just notice I'm dropping trains on poor raid bosses. Oh, man. It sounds pretty good. Let's try Lithid. You never know when you're gonna keep getting lucky. Really thought when I hit 740 I was gonna carry and then discovered I'm still last in damage. That was precisely my experience, and I'm still a tiny bit bitter about it. Because that was how it worked in Mop Remix. Like in Mop Remix, I put all that work into getting to full item level, and then I was sick. And it's just not, you're not done at that point if you really want to carry. But there's enough other people that are that it doesn't feel important to me, but I remember half of my motivation for getting to 740 was because I thought I would be like strong after all that work, and it was not really meant to be. So either scrap or one more rare. Although Gutso's up. Let's do Gutso. Even at $9.99, you don't carry unless you're a good spec. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. There's no sense in me really like grinding my hunter up if my pets aren't even going to be there anyway. I would love for somebody else to roll up and want to fight this guy. It does happen. I've noticed there's more people around than there used to be. There was a dead phase in Undermine when people were like not here in the rares. It was hard to kill these if you were undergeared. But I think people are coming back around to farming now and trying to get like miscellaneous Mechanica. Alright, that's his list done. A good time to do it. Yeah. I can't believe how rare the Mechanica mounts are. Like, I can because I know how awful it is. But it seems like nobody who is not a collector has gotten them. And even of the collectors, it seems like there must be a pretty good chunk of collectors that looked at the drop rate of Mechanica and went either absolutely not, or decided to just do weeklies and nothing else and get them that way. Or people like deciding to wait for like a remix or hope that Blizzard's gonna buff them or something. Because a lot of other patch mounts end up being collected at much higher levels than the Mechanica ones, where they're just so awful. All right, so that's that. That was list 92. Great year. I've got 4 more 80s, which would bring me up to 96. If I do those, and then I transfer some remix characters off, that could take me to 99, and then maybe we farm like one bonus list. Do it that way. You can buy them for 1.1 mil. Might keep farming Undermine even though into midnight, since they sell for so much. Yeah. Alright, what are we looking at here? What do we got? We got rares. Cruising, love that. Rares, cruising, and shipping or excavation site 9. I think again the shipping wasn't too bad, and we might find rares while we're shipping. So let's ship. 600k each. Am I wrong? Let me see. Innovation investigator. Let me look at this now. There is actually an innovation investigator listed for 655k on Wormrest Accord. There's 2 of them, and then there's one on Kel'Thalas for 680k. So if you are gonna sell them, or if you're not sell them, if you're gonna buy any of them, don't pay full price if you can avoid it. Nope, that one died. Yeah. Here, let's turn on jobs. Junkman Gunch breaks for me sometimes. Oh, this car feels real slow. I think I put a really bad engine in here. I was not feeling confident about driving when I set this alt up. Holy smokes. Not going so fast. Jump all that too. Here's Junkman Gunch. Over here. Oh yeah, that's right. I have one button. I don't need to learn how to do this. Hi Ligneros, how you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. I'm having a great day. I'm digging into my chat list. I'm up to 92 done. I could maybe make a break for it today. I'll have to see. I've had a pretty lucky streak of lists, though. fantastic potential. A lot of people abused the Cauldron quest during the last double rep event. Possible to get it all done in a few days with like no farming. I've been saving all of my Dark Fuse research, my market research. I've been saving it for another double rep event. I don't know when they're going to do one. They originally had it listed in the blue post for 11.27 and they took it out. I think they changed their mind on it. But I bet you they do it again one day. They still buff the Dragonflight reps, so I don't see why they wouldn't catch the other ones at some point. This car's really painful. I think I might need to stop by the garage and put a better engine in this thing. This is terrible. Like, I'm not amazing at handling the car, but we can go faster than this. This is like a regular mount speed almost. This isn't the finest of them. Remind me, am I looking for rares? I am. It looks like they're spawning on this shard, so I don't think I need to worry about it too much. I think we'll find them. Mount Journal have an option to change your car settings in the mount window. I don't think so. I think you have to go back to the garage for it. If there was, that would be crazy. That would be huge news for me. Might be another add-on of mine. Not that I change my car settings all the time, but it's nice to get them set up on your alts at least once. Okay, you getting up? Ready for another one. We're gonna stop by the garage. This is terrible. If we trip and fall on a rare on the way there, then that's great, but otherwise we're gonna go see. I don't know what I put in this thing, but it's terrible. Oh, Salsa. I have Sal's over there, isn't he? I have Rare Scanner on, and it's great for helping you find the rares, especially when you need them for your chat list. But I tend to get a little confused. On top of window, I can change my dragon riding settings and car settings and assign a pet to a mount. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, it must be an add-on. I've had Pet Walker on ever since someone told me about it. It's just been pulling random pets out for me. Is this the garage? This is the garage, isn't it? No. I'm so lost. I can usually find the garage. It's just up the hill from the hotel. I think I just got turned around a few degrees. Here it is. Right. Alright, what on earth engine? Here, we're gonna make it red. Oh, I have the controlled cruiser. We'll at least go for the standard, if not the ultra. Those wheels are fine. I want the real boost. Yeah, let's go for the ultra. Let's make the car the opposite. We'll make it very fast and very hard to drive and see if we like it any better. Now we're zipping. Although I do need to get in there. Yeah, it could be Plumber. Plumber does stuff like that. And I definitely am not using Plumber right now, so that would explain it. Just who you want jumping on your fruit to mash it up. Your friendly local undead. Just leave a couple of extra bits of extraneous flesh in there and call it protein. It's not cannibalism, it's recycling. You gotta go fast. The car's way more fun now. This is great. I should do this to all of them. Got a terrible fish. A visual that sometimes gets stuck in my head is, you know how, like, in some parts of the world, super rich people will get, like, really expensive facelifts that make them look a lot younger without looking super facelifted, but, like, they're not younger. It's just that they've had someone do some sewing. And I was thinking about, like, eventually when those people get old and die, and, you know, your body's like 80 something and your face is like 40 something, but it's all on the same little, in my mind, all morgues are like the CSI one, metal pull-out tray. Just kind of freaks me out. It's just a bit weird. Who's dying? Hypothetical people in my brain. It was just something I was thinking about. I don't know why I brought it up. Minge Belton, thank you for these 61-month resub. I think I've just been thinking about aging, and it was a visual that was coming to me. What is surgery going on with actors? It kind of upsets me, and I've been, like, grappling with why that is, and what it is, what my problem with it is, because I, you know, believe that everybody has the right to do with their own body as they wish. They're not hurting me with it. I'm old enough that I can see that and I can know that it's not naturally achievable and that that's okay. It's none of my business what other people do. It bothers me that all of them seem to be doing it. I kind of wish that media was more comfortable with people just being old, like visibly old. But I also get that it's very different for me because I don't live in a society among people that do that kind of thing. I don't even know anybody that's gotten any Botox. So I don't really feel any pressure to do it. And it would probably be different if everybody that I knew was getting injections or surgery or whatever it was. It's like I can't say that those people are wrong for feeling that way when I'm not living in their shoes, knowing what it's like when all of the faces that you see are like that. But it bothers me. I don't think the dead person cares much that their face doesn't match their body. And they were probably happy to have had a younger looking face during the later years of their life. They probably got a big kick out of it. You know, they probably felt it was money well spent. So there's really no reason for me to judge them for it. I would be freaked out by Death Becomes Her. Dark comedy touches on those themes. Yeah. I think it was on my list for a while. How does it bother you? Well, that's what I'm trying to unpick. Because I guess I'm coming to terms with my own aging. But without... Sometimes my initial reaction to my own aging is to get ahead of myself and to be like, okay, I am now old. I shall now do old things and dress in an old way. And that's fine. I'm now, like, I'm getting ahead of myself, right? Like, I'm not 60. I'm 33. I don't need to be looking up which nail polish colors won't bring out my sunspots or my veins, which is a thing I was genuinely doing the other day. Like, I'm having a reaction to it, which is not necessarily a bad one, but not necessarily the one I want either. So I'm trying to figure out what it means to me right now, I suppose. I go through big phases of thinking about stuff like that. Not because it's good for me. It would probably be better for me to just forget about all of it and not worry about it and just put my energy towards bettering humanity or something, but what are you gonna do? Hazel, do you want to have children? I don't. I want to have dogs and cats and fish. But I've also been thinking about that because I'm at a point in my life where if I did want to have children, now would be the time. And I've always known that I didn't, But I still feel that I owe it to myself to really thoroughly think it over and make sure that choosing to not have children is what I want. So I've been over the last year or so, because I got married and I got a house and I'm really happy. I'm in a more stable position than I ever have been. So if I, like, all of the other stars have basically aligned. If I ever was going to, now would be the time. Not getting any younger. And I've never wanted to. I've never been that person that wanted to be a mom. But it was still something that I felt like I wanted to think about. Noticing subtle eye droops. No. Although I think eventually they will. I have hooded eyes, and over time those will tend to become looser and sag, and some people even end up getting them fixed just for the sake of their vision. But it's... I noticed that recently two female celebrities that had hooded eyes like mine got theirs surgically changed in the last couple of years. J-Law and Taylor Swift both used to have eye shapes like mine, and both of them now look different. And it makes me feel a little uncomfy. Alright, we did our 10 jobs. I'm gonna get up and be right back. One sec. Okey-doke. We're back. I'm just scrolling back. I wasn't reading chat while I was monologuing, but I'm scrolling back and I'm reading some of the reactions, and there are some very polarized reactions to the kids question. You have back-to-back, don't do it, kids are a trap, and then kids complete your life, always worth it. Things which I am sure are true for different people at different times, or sometimes the same people at different times. I think the thing is that kids are people, and they will change your life in ways that you cannot really plan for or expect or anticipate. You can decide that you want to have kids, but you don't really get any control over everything that's going to happen or who they're going to be. You can raise them, but there's a lot of things that can happen despite everybody's best intentions. There's a lot of uncertainty there. Stuff. I raised 4. My grandchildren are great. Wish I had them first. I think it's hard to have an opinion when you don't have them yet. I think that's true, but that's the only way in which you can consider having children is from the position of not having them. I don't think, I should be clear, I don't think any of us are here to pass judgment on people that have children and say they shouldn't have done it. That's not what anyone's saying. The question is, I guess, and it's not a question, it's just the thing that we're considering is somebody that doesn't have any. Thinking about whether or not it's something that they want to choose to pursue. Yeah, people are different, will have their own needs. Wait until they grow up, come back home to live. They might grow up and never leave, you know. The economy in the world that we would be raising kids in is different from the ones that we grew up in. There's a lot of different factors, but I think that outside of all of that and like all of my anxiety about like the planet and the political climate and everything, and like the internet and the information age climate, that freaks me out too. But outside of all of that, I don't have that thing that makes me really burn to be a mom. And I think that that thing is important because that would make it easier to get through all the hard stuff when it was something that you felt that you wanted. Because some people really seem to have that. And it's not something I've ever connected with. I have that for dogs. Dogs and cats. I fall in love with everyone that I meet. I have a very strong instinct to look after all of the furry babies. But I've never really felt that way about human children. I have a nephew. I love him. He's wonderful. My sister's a great parent. And she's always kind of had that inner, you know. I think that if for whatever reason something happened and I ended up having children regardless, or if I changed my mind or whatever, I think that I would do my best. I think that my husband would do amazingly. I think he would be a phenomenal dad. He's just perfect for it. but I don't think it's something that I'm really gonna do. Do you think you would do well? I would do well on some days and poorly on others. I think I would average out to raising a child that survives, hopefully. I would mess them up, as most parents do. They would have some resentments. They would need some therapy. Who doesn't? You know, I think I would bat about average. I think that I would have a very hard time with anxiety, because I already do, and I'm not responsible for any life in the world aside from my pets. I think that having kids walking around in the world would make an absolute mess of me. And I would be worried that they would inherit my tendencies for anxiety and depression, because I've gotten them from my family. They seem to be passed down, you know, through nature or nurture or both. I think there's every chance that kids of mine would have a lot of the same struggles that I have. And I would really struggle with not having any reliable way to save them from that. Let's see. Shocked when you say how old your nephew is. Gonna get ahead of it this time. Think he's turning 7. Nah, he's 3. If you cannot pass on generational wealth, pass on generational trauma. How do we get on this? We were talking about aging. Is my list done? We did shipping, we did rares. I just need cruising, and then this list will be done. Got here when you started talking about people dying in your chipper Sunday morning cartoon game stream. Yeah, with a nice backing of Undermine Jazz. Exactly. I have no idea. No, I think we were having a pretty normal stream up until that point. I think I just took a dark turn. I finished my mediocre fantasy book. I'm gonna start a different book now. I finished The Soul of Fire. I decided to read a book in the middle of a series of other books. I don't know why. I didn't think it was in the middle. I just grabbed a book that looked fantasy-ish and decided I would just give a random one a chance like I used to when I was a kid. Turns out it was like 5 out of 12. Yes. I've read worse. I've read worse. It wasn't great. It was alright. Interesting. I know I haven't written any books. You would call your book mediocre. Yeah, no. But I'm done with that now, so I need to get rid of it. And then I have a copy of The Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, which I've actually never read. And I am just reading the intro, but I'm already enjoying how much better articulated it is than the other book that I just finished. There's a couple more thoughts going on under the hood. No kidding. No kids means you get to have expensive hobbies. Maybe. I bought a house. I think that's my expensive hobby. I think that sets me up, as a millennial, that sets me up as an expensive hobby for basically in the rest of time. It is a classic, yeah. Love Malazan, heavy read. I've heard people recommend Malazan before. I haven't tried it. I want to read Earthsea, but I am reading secondhand books, so I'm just kind of grabbing whatever I can find around. I have not read Murderbot Diaries. Alright, this list is ready to turn in. Have you found your library? Yeah, I know where it is. I don't know that I'm gonna get into boring books from it. I think I might rather just like buy cheap old secondhand books and read those, because I think it would stress me out knowing that I have a time limit on when I'm meant to be finished reading or when I'm meant to go back in and like check it back out for longer. I think that would stress me out to the point that I wouldn't enjoy it. I really like being able to just have a book and take as long as I need with it. Imagine not having to store all your books. Well, the key is to get the really cheap secondhand book, and then when you're done with it, if you know you're never going to read it again, get rid of it. Send it into the ecosystem. Stick it in a tiny library. You know? Or if it was really offensive, shred it and feed it to the worms. But generally speaking, there's lots of places that you can donate a book without having to speak to anybody. All right, that list is done. That was 93. Let's go do 94. can probably extend your books online for basically ever. I don't know. We can do that here. Tried Libby for some ebooks. Was getting annoyed at losing them because I wasn't reading fast enough at the time. Depends on the book. I'm thinking about if I would actually do that to any book, even if it was offensive. I think if it was gross enough, I might. It's not like you're taking it out of print. You're not preventing other people from reading it in general. You're just sending that copy into the abyss. I know some people think all books are sacred, but I think that some of them were a mistake. We're gonna just like with any other form of media, some of the content is just gonna be straight hateful. What are we doing? We are going to... Oh, we're looking at a list. That's what we're doing. What do we want to do? We want to do scraps, side gig, rares? Oh no, we've got a really easy list here. We've got cruising, drive, scrap, maybe? Cruising, drive, side gig? Probably cruising, drive, scrap. Easy. Let me make sure my car is nice and fast. Deadline for libraries is pretty flexible, and if you're late, there's no fee. I know they did that with the city libraries, but they're in a different system. I just don't want to add like another deadline errand to my life. I don't have many, but apparently it's because I don't cope with them well. Got back from the gym. How many chat lists left? 7. 7 left. Fast, average wheels, fast boost. Turn on the Wintervale decorations for my garrison. Will I be able to make my house Christmassy too? I think so. I bet you there's going to be holiday stuff. I think that's like a prime key thing people want. I haven't put up my holiday stuff in my real house. I haven't put up my Christmas tree yet. Maybe I'll do that today. Waiting until December. I think I've waited long enough. Oh no. First Advent next Sunday. I've got to say, I'm not all that tied into the church calendar these days. They don't have a huge influence in my life. I feel like I decorate usually sometime in November. November 1st if I'm feeling extremely hard up for Christmas. And then like the end of November if I'm not decorated by December 1st, then I'm having a bad time. Can't get too excited about housing until I see the business model. I have a feeling that you're gonna be unhappy, so you may as well just start now. Like if you're waiting for them to not try to grift money off of it, then you're gonna be waiting a long time. November 1st, Maniac. It's the only holiday I actually like decorating for. November 1st would be pretty early. Day 3 excuse for getting snug with hot beverages and cookies. I mean, do we need an excuse though? There we go. I've been meaning to make cookies. I'm gonna do it one day. I swear I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make some cookies. Alright, scrap and cans. Let's do scrap. Although, if Slugger's right there, if we can do him. I don't know if we can take him or not. My gear sucks. You make those cookies. I believe in you. Day after Thanksgiving's my free day. Thanksgiving here is in October. I guess I could just wait for American Thanksgiving. Usually I find out when that is because of you guys. Someone here will come and wish me a happy Thanksgiving and I'll be like, oh, thanks. Best time to start December 1st. It is Thursday. Mm. I think that Black Friday sale starting a week early really threw me off this year. Oh no, that one just started. We're fine. We'll see. Want to make cookies due to giveaways gift bags, but my December might be kind of insane. We'll see. I think baking things as gifts is a wonderful idea. Do you think Black Friday is worse now? Oh, it gets worse every year. Did that one year when I couldn't afford presents. I think they were well received. Well, the nice thing about it too is that it's not something that... It's not a gift that is likely to induce any... Like, no one's worried about how they're going to get rid of it, you know what I mean? Like, you're not giving them, like, a blender that they don't really need or that's going to break and then it's going to make a chore for them and that they have to A, figure out how to get rid of it, and then B, figure out if they're ever going to tell you. You know, cookies. They eat them, or if they don't want it, they'd give them away. And then they're gone. And, you know, it's nice. Anecdotally, it was very short, but the deals were insane. The only way... I do shop a little on Black Friday every year, but I will only buy things if I have been keeping an eye on them throughout the year ahead of time, and I have a good read on, like, what the price normally is, and that it's not just, like, a cheap thing they're making just for Black Friday. And maybe it is, and they're, like, duplicating the SKUs and stuff like that. I buy... If I'm gonna buy clothes, I buy most of those around Black Friday, and then we do them as Christmas gifts. Because I like my Roots sweats and they tend to go on sale for Black Friday. But I'm not out there busting down doors for a TV. Although, now that I have no neighbors attached to my walls, one day, not this year, but one day I wouldn't mind putting together like a little baby bit of a home theater. Right now our TV is just like a 40-inch really cheap TV that I've had for a few years, and it's just playing with its own speakers, just sitting on a piece of furniture. And I wouldn't mind one day wall mounting like a bigger one and then having like a little bit of a sound set up with it. We like watching movies. We like movie nights. TV speakers are the worst. You can't hear what anyone's saying, so I just put subtitles on. Am I good here? Not quite. But once we've dug a little bit more... I'm just gonna buy the thing. If I had caught that buff, I could have bypassed this, but this is fine. Oh, that buff. There we go. Bought a soundbar and a subwoofer recently, exactly because of that. Apparently modern TV worse because of digital recording or something. Yeah, TVs are much cheaper now. I remember when it was like a big deal when the family got like a 29-inch TV and it was like a flat screen, and the point of the flat screen was that the screen was flat. There was still like a whole bunch of TV behind it. It wasn't like what we think of as a flat screen now. But I remember that was like a big deal for like the family, because before that you had like the big tube, and it was smaller than that. Secondhand good deal, neighbors don't like it, I'm happy. I have been thoroughly enjoying not sharing walls with anybody. It's amazing. Especially right now because it's winter, my windows are closed. Nobody can really hear me, no matter how loud I'm being, as far as I can tell. Which means that if I'm brushing my teeth and I want to do a big loud Cher impression, there's really no reason not to. It's great. You know, your shower singing can really get kicked up a notch. My kingdom for a soundproof apartment or condo one day. Happy to have it. Yeah. It's fun. It's just like, I can be quiet. I've been quiet for years and years because I've lived in apartments for a long time before this. But it's nice to not have to be. I like being loud sometimes. I have a record player I want to use more, but I feel bad. Alright, that list is done. I've gotten lucky with some lists. And the nice thing is that these are like some of the... Well, no, I am going to keep doing them though. I'm just going to do them for rep for Miscellaneous Mechanica instead. Double check, make sure I haven't accidentally gotten any Miscellaneous Mechanica. Here's my list. Are there any upgrades I should be wearing? No. Pretty quiet when I'm home. A child that lives next to me does not share the same attitude. My neighbors tell me all the time how much they love Hazel's streams. Wow. It's cool being able to make noise at any time, too. It's not like there's no... Like, obviously I can't have like a loud... I mean, I could, but, you know, neighbors, bylaws, common decency. Like, I'm not gonna have like loud parties into the night, but if I want to run laundry late at night, you know? I used to, like, wash a load of laundry and forget to move in the dryer and then realize at bedtime and be like, I can't move that now. I'm gonna have to rewash it in the morning because it's just too late to start something that's that noisy because it shakes the building. You gotta do that during the daytime. Or, like, showers. Like, I used to not shower after 10 p.m. Because the pipes were loud. And now I can shower whenever I want. I could hammer things into the wall. I can vacuum. I vacuumed at like 10:30 the other night. Just because I could and I felt like it. It's great. 3 a.m. showers, here I come. It's freedom. It's the little things. Live in a condo, shower anytime I want because it's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm sure different ones are more or less noisy and different people will have more or less noise tolerance. I also have like a chronic fear of bothering people. Such a rebel, I know, right? I've been daydreaming about what I want to do to like decorate the inside of my house like one day when I'm ready to actually spend a little bit of money on stuff. I should really start putting together a list because I'm not doing any of it anytime soon, but like I have some ideas for like paints and fixtures and lights and faucets and tiles and stuff. Oh, I need a list. I don't know why I was digging that. It was just there, I suppose. I need a list. Oh, of course I'm gonna paint. Of course I'm gonna paint. Although I'm gonna have to fix up the walls. The walls have a lot of damage in them that needs to be patched first. And I've never patched drywall before, so that'll be a whole project. I'm probably gonna have to patch it and then knock it out and patch it again. Because I'm gonna do a bad job the first time. But yeah, well, I'll probably paint next year. Just one room at a time. So excited, so happy. The nice thing about a lot of the things being either really ugly or really dated or kind of broken is that I don't really have any guilt about wanting to take stuff out or replace stuff or change things because it wasn't very good to begin with. You know, like if I had things that were just kind of builder grade and boring but effectively fine and functional and normal looking, I probably wouldn't bring myself to change anything. Where's cruising and... looks like sluice. Let's do sluice. There's a rare up here though. But because so many of the things are in such rough shape, it's a lot easier for me to justify replacing them and then picking out the one that I really want. Drywall patching a fun process. Final stretch. Yeah, we're at 94. This will be list 95. Like, I have a whole shower that just doesn't work. Straight up doesn't work. Every now and then I pour a couple cups of water into the drain just to make sure that the drain doesn't dry out and start putting sewer gas into the air. And the whole thing needs taken out. The flooring's in bad shape underneath it too, so I'm gonna have to pick out a new flooring. I might need to repair the subfloor. I'm not touching any of it this year because it's not necessary. We have another shower, but I like to daydream about when I might put there eventually. You have a pool in your basement. That's nice. That's actually been nicely under control. The work that we got done there is really keeping up with it, which I appreciate. Also, I think that the weather event that made it flood in the first place was not as common as I thought. I thought it was going to do that every time it rains. And it turns out that the rain that we had when it started flooding was like Not that it's never going to happen again, it will, but also I'm really not focusing enough here. I'm doing sluice. Let's go do side street sluice. But it was kind of a shocking amount of rain. Like, we weren't the only people that were dealing with flooding. And we're better set up for it now, so happy about that. How do the walls not rot if they get wet? Well, so it's not walls down there. It's not a finished basement that's flooding. It's like crawl space. So it's concrete. It does need to get dried, and you do have to like dehumidify it because it can mold, especially if it's not ventilated well. But the nice thing about it being so old is that it also is kind of ventilated because it was never sealed. Bad for insulation, but not bad for moisture because it's going to let a lot of that out. It's not like there's a finish. When I'm saying a flood, it's not like there's drywall that's getting soaked or anything like that. It's kind of a pit in the ground that is supposed to be not wet, but that becomes wet. But you have a decent amount of pool that you can gain before it starts threatening anything. There's not really anything stored in that spot, and after seeing it flood, I now know why. Large parts of Canada experiencing water shortages. Yeah. I had the thought of like, man, it would be nice if, because I'm just like, I've got a sump pump that's just pumping all this water away from me. It would be nice if I had like an enormous silo to store it. It would be kind of cool if I could actually like keep some of this and use it in the summer to water my lawn. Or not lawn, but like garden and stuff. Some people do that. Kind of an expensive project though. But you can ultimately have foundation issues if your foundation stays wet over time. Not ideal, not good. Make a water retaining system. Yeah. I have a few rain barrels. I have some water that I collect from rain, but I don't have any system to like store the water from the gutters or anything like that. And you would need to store a great deal of water. It rains big time here. Rain is serious business. I always picture a crawl space being a 3-ish foot tall space between ground and baseboards. That's how my childhood house worked. Yeah, I think they're all a little different. I need to make sure I get that teleporter. Sometimes I forget and then it's annoying to go back for it. Twice in 1 week I'm awake when you're online. I feel so blessed. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice weekend. This one. The teleporters in this one really throw me off sometimes. If it rains that much, you could have it collected into a self-made multi-level pond with waterfalls. How much do you think that would cost? Like $10, $20? $30? That sounds cool, but those are big, big money projects. Okay, we've done the teleporters. Now we just need to kill stuff. Should be just labor. It's funny how locally specific house building could be. Almost all the houses where I lived in Texas were built on concrete slabs, and Tennessee houses had that little crawl space. Yeah. The stove is one of the fastest ones to do. When you're paying more attention than I am right now, but it is disorienting. The worst part about this story is just remembering to pick up that teleporter. Otherwise they get into trouble. And then these pads take me who even knows where. 2/3 of Texas just is a giant limestone slab. not this way. Nope, not this way. I'm lost. It's official. Guess I'll just try the stairs instead. Tennessee's limestone Swiss cheese. There we go. Thought I knew where I was, I might not. Yeah. This way, this way. Found him! Wow, so exciting. Big day. World first stealth kill. 23 chat lists left. Surely I'll catch up to you any minute now. I don't know. I'm on fire. Oh, I got a weekly done. That's kind of nice. Should be good gold. We're cruising through. I got through way more than today than I thought I was going to. I thought today I was going to do like 5, 6. Because sometimes they really do take me half an hour each. Alright, we're doing cruising and we're doing rares. I do not have rare scanner on, but that might work to my benefit. Sometimes it's just disorienting. Sometimes there's a few around here. Check the big map for the big ones. You even have time to get a shard. Well, I don't know. We got 6 more lists left to do. 5 more after this one. I'm gonna be close. I don't know if I can make it though. Not getting so much done. I'm just doing it 100 times. I don't think we have any reliable, replicable news about how part-timer, or pardon me, employee of the month goes. Do this every day, you'll start passing a lot of people in DFA. Will it get this much progress done? Steam boil. Not at the rate of wriggling pinnacle cash drops I'm getting. What level your lonely priest is? The one that I made yesterday? Is level 22, I believe? Oh, this is one of the Covenant ones. I don't really know how to do it. I might not be the right Covenant to help put it together. Krasix drill charged. If someone else is here and they get it set up, that would be good. I hate these things. I never understand how to make them work. Oh no, I have another week of weeklies too. I was like, why is there rep on this world quest? It's because I need it. Ugh. Oh man. That might be an off-stream job for me. Mono alone. Oh. He's lonely. I named him after one of these guys. A mono shrimp. It's a Japanese shrimp. No, I like the Greek thing too. That also works. What is the add-on used for herbing and mining? Farm HUD. Do I have a link for it still? I do, yeah. Big circle on the screen. It's a good one. Pre-midnight farm. No problem. Oh, I see. I think part of why this is confusing me is because there's another world quest that I'm doing at the same time in the same area. Is it bad to just AFK in the raids if you fall behind and can't catch up? Yeah. I mean, if you're really lucky, they might summon you back. I'm assuming you mean in Remix, right? Yeah. Mantis shrimp are impressive. Mantis shrimp are really cool looking. Grinded Undermine is so stupid, I just realized I spent 10 times more in that zone than in Koresh. It's definitely not a... Sometimes I think they either didn't think all of these grinds through, or they really didn't like us and they wanted to get us back for something for this one. So easy to fall behind in Remix raids, feels too stressful. I really shouldn't be holding it for Scrap Chewer. But it could drop me a Mechanica. But that shouldn't really be part. I'm working on lists right now. But I need the rare. And now there's more people working on it. They're gonna get him going any minute now. Difference in content between Undermine and Koresh feels like they're testing us. See what people like more. I, to this day, feel like, and this is total headcanon, like I have nothing to support this. I feel like they can't possibly have intended the drop rate for Miscellaneous Mechanica to be that low. And that they just didn't do anything about it until it was so late that they decided to just leave it be. I can't imagine that being what they had in mind. Chat lists is one thing. That at least is not RNG. It's long, but it's not a... You know, if you keep at it, you will get it done. And I guess you could say the same about Mechanica because they're from like Paragon caches. But the amount of Mechanica you need, contrasted against how slowly you get it, is just wild. Drop rate seems insane. Only recently finished Mechanica. That was some pain. I'm really impressed that you finished it. I have 1 mount and like 2 pets, I think, and I'm working on the pets. I'm leaving the mounts until the end. Even worse now considering the dumpsters are bugged. Yeah. Only counterpoint I can think of is the Crackling Shard drop rate's low. I think that if you farm in bee and wolf farming groups, you can get your Crackling Shards done dramatically faster than finishing something like Miscellaneous Mechanica. Just in terms of hours spent. It's also a big grind, but I don't think it's in the same atmosphere. Got my shards done in a couple days or so. Yeah. I'm doing it during Winds of Fortune to at least get percentage and rep. Yeah. If we see another Winds of Fortune. They took it out of the old announcement. Junk Ball might be up here. I've been late to a bunch of rares. There we go. Good to have a few very big grinds. I don't mind very big grinds when they're for one thing. Like, chat lists is right up my alley. The thing that I think really gets me about Miscellaneous Mechanica is it's for 3 mounts and then, like, how many pets? 5, 6? It's for so many things. I don't know. Feels wrong. I kept waiting to find out what the catch was. Still need like 60 Mechanica. Yeah, the Nerubian Chitin, that was a big grind. The Sea's Bark Mount, that was a big grind, but that was fun. We got that done in a week or so. Okay, there's 3. We just need cans, and then this list will be done. I feel like sometimes it's easier to get a crackling shard than it is to get a miscellaneous Mechanica. At least to drop off of something. The one saving grace of Mechanica is the Paragon caches, but that's a pretty stinky saving grace. I hope I have enough resonance crystals to buy the Chet pack when I actually unlock the darn thing. That'd be cool. It'll be a little funny if I have to then go grind crystals. Because I spent them all down not that long ago. There we go. It's 95. I can't imagine somebody trying to work on this without alts. There's got to be some poor sucker out there who just plays one character and they're very committed to that. And they don't want any ults, they don't have any, but they want to do Chetmate. So they're just grinding Chet cards, I guess. Top up my water real quick. Okay, this is the last alt that I have that is not currently on remix anyway. Let's track our achievement. This is going to be list 96. Feels good. So close. Let's get it. See how we're doing. Oh, her gear. Ooh. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. I might need to, hang on, we might need to take a look. I think I already raided the war bank and found what I could. This is an alt that has not, oh, hang on. We have some things. We have some 688 stuff. I did give myself a couple of items. Alright. I could buy one more. Her gear's really rough, this might hurt. Anyway, let's see. We could do cruising, good. Scrap, good. Rares will be fine if other people show up to also fight them. Let's do scrap and cruising first. Should do the rogue only thing. Oh, maybe. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what it is. It's a good point. Her gear is so bad. We can take our Valor Stones and buy some boxes of gear after this. Or at least a box. Okay, there's a rare. I think it counts. That'll be 1 of 3. Not good at either. I think it's a quest or something? Renzick's Lockbox? Spare Uncrowned Vest. Homecoming. You do not need to have done the Undermine campaign on this character. Maybe it's something I can just loot? I guess while I'm digging here, I can wowhead it. Spare Uncrowned Vest is the name. Get to do that. After completing the Undermine campaign in my main, I was able to fly out to Westfall on my rogue and loot this item. Works at level 70 plus. Location for this chest if you're gonna go back and loot on a rogue. Okay, so it's just to take the rogue to Westfall and that's it. That's the whole job. Remember the soundbar I bought that supports Dolby Atmos sound? So now I want that. How do you get that? Is it specific to the Media? I know you said you were burning Blu-rays. Ooh, junk wall. Okay, I need to fight him. And more accurately, I need someone else to fight him. And I can just tag him and be here. This looks like the shard is pretty populated, so that's good. All I need to do is not pull aggro. Perfect. Other people are gonna kill us. Just don't die. Insect. Maybe she'll get some views. Any blues that drop off this stuff would be massive upgrades for her. She's got heirlooms on still. Those do not scale past 80. Imagine if I became a rogue main in Midnight. How weird would that be? Just brainstorm the most out of character melee for me to possibly do. Have at it. File that was 10 gigs bigger. Oh, had lossless Dolby Atmos sound tracks. Redid it with the same settings, only 3.5 gigs bigger. Twice the size, not quite as bad. I mean, it sounds like you're having a fun weekend. Wouldn't DH be most out of character for you? Like a DH DPS or a DK DPS being like a Frost DK would be pretty weird for me. Being a Disc Priest would probably be weirdest of all. Been out of WoW so long, it looks different. Finding Assassination Rogue really fun now, but I don't like leveling them. I like having one rogue. I've never felt a need for more than one. Some alts that I'll just make over and over again, but my rogue is perfect. Her name is Ripsy. She's adorable. She's no notes. Isn't being a rogue main against TOS? I don't know. You never see them, but maybe they're just in stealth. So there's scrap. We don't even need to finish this. We just need another rare. I haven't been turning in my gun-covered things, but that's okay. We don't have time for that. A rare and then cruising. We can do the cruising for now. Dismating would be a wild day. It'd be weird if Hazel was about endless rogue alts instead of hunters. I bet you there's some classes that are just more prone to being made over and over again than others. And I wonder if it has to do with like the type of player that likes to make a lot of alts of duplicate classes. Like I'm sure there is someone that just has like 30 rogues, but I feel like hunters and druids tend to get replicated more. Update to my pun names. I made a remix priest and finally went with Charity. I like Charity. Ooh, I like that one. I think a lot of people have one rogue so they can open lockboxes, and then if they're anything like me, they don't. I have one rogue so I can open lockboxes because we don't worry about mechanomes, and I just delete my lockboxes because I cannot be bothered to send them to my rogue. My issue is making warriors. I have about 6 at little lady right now. Yeah. Warriors used to be the best thing to have if you wanted to farm old raids because they were relatively fast. They could learn the most types of weapons. And back when you had to be able to use something to learn it, that was a pretty big asset. I need this rare. Nitro. No! He's dead. One rare. For list 96. Sometimes you can find like the rats up because they're like way off in the periphery. Not right now though. Summon the one? I'm not ready for that. I don't have the stuff together to do that. I think I could probably find one faster. Theoretically. that works once. This is the trouble. When you have a lot of people in the shard, it's easier to find help for the big rares, but it does mean that it's harder to find like the little ones because people just smoke them. Go check on Scrapbeak. Yeah, this is a patch zone from the War Within. Scrapbeak is up. This is Undermine. Big goblin zone. Alright, let's hope that we can make it. This isn't like an elite rare, but it still might be big enough to take me. This is my least geared 80 by far. Seems to be going fine though. Haven't made a hunter, and sadly my only inspiration is Hazel's genius idea to name it Paradise and have pets named Nuts. It's nice to know that my legacy lives on. There's gotta be something better than that. There just has to be. Oh, I got another Mechanica. Ooh, I'm lucky. Also, that's that list done. That's almost unbelievable. Nice. That's my third Mechanica drop today. Which means that I left one in a character because I've... Oh no, that's hand crank. We don't want that. One of them I forgot in one of my ults. Share your RNG, please, right? Oh man. If only. It's turning list 96, and then I guess it's gonna be time to take a couple of my remix ults and unremix them. They don't really need any more, they don't have anything left to do on remix, so I've got 3 that I could use. So let's go do that. That lucky penny locket I'm gonna wear. Would you be a goblin main if you mained Horde? I don't think so. They're not... It's not quite the same appeal that gnomes have for me. Yeah, because these are all 70 and under. But these guys... Crawdad is gonna have to stay. I'm not gonna convert him out because he's not done farming yet. I don't have the 999 achieve. I don't think I'm trying to. I think it'll be very unlikely that I reach 999. I'm getting on Crawdad first just so I can pull all of his, pull all of the bronze onto him. How do you do that? I'm about to find out. I haven't done it yet. Let's transfer. That's the bronze I earned on, my new rogue. The other ones, I guess, don't have any bronze, so that's fine. Here, maybe I'll buy a set. Were you able to complete the Hunter Overhaul campaign? I didn't try. I didn't see any reason to. Cheat sheets back here. Button next on the character list? Yeah. So if I want to take her out, character conversion unavailable in this realm. Does that mean is it because... Okay, hang on. Let me... Maybe it's because I'm not on her realm. Let me specifically switch. Yeah, now I can convert her to standard. We'll lose access to Legion Remix. Alright, we'll do her first. Yeah. Mine are funky because I specifically sprinkled my remix characters across different, like, random realms so that I could get access to more servers for the sake of rare mob farming. 655 is great. Happy with that. You know what I want to put on my bars? I want to put the single button assistant. We're going to stick it right there. Here's a mount. Undermine hoe. Item level 655 is what they've given me here. Then they have a parting pack. Oops, which... Hang on. Killed me. What is going on? I opened the bag, held up Ebb and Chill, gained 2,000 gold, and died. Good. Good work. Suicide by Ebb and Chill, apparently. Yeah, just give me up. You do not keep item level when you transfer. It sets you to, to 655. That was so good. Living dangerously. Alright, note to self. Do not open that bag while you're in flight. More like Ebb and No Chill, am I right? Yeah, it gave me my, gave me the artifact too. Who is this? Hazel. From Hazel Nutty Games. What a nice present for changing over. I'm pretty happy with 655. That's about where my alts are at, and it's better than the alt that I haven't really worried about. This alt is a Frost Mage that I made on Remix. Yeah, I do want Blink. Maybe Mass Barrier. Maybe Ice Block. Or Ice Cold or whatever. They call Blink. They call it Shimmer. They want me to go to Silithus. Can I not do that? Can I just take this portal instead? I do have other tunes in Remix. I'm not converting my Remix main. I'm leaving my Hunter on Remix because I'm not finished farming bronze yet. Remix tune is 20k gold. Do I keep all that? Yes. You'll get 2k gold on top of it. So what I'd like to do is I would like to set my hearth here. Hide these. Checkmate. See if we can just go. Oh, you know what I need? I need Arcanint. Check if you actually have learned the Dornagal portal. Well, I can hearth there. This mage's one job right now is to get and do a chet list. That's her only purpose in life. Hang on. We're gonna stop by the garage and set up my car. Give it a nice fast engine, regular tires, fast boost. Fancy horn, and I think hers is gonna be green. Choose my hero talents. Do I have to? Will they pick them for me? No, they will not. I don't know what any of these words mean, and I'm not interested in finding out. What will happen to those alts? They'll be retired until I need them for something else. Unless I kill them violently. That's always an option. Some of them will be for professions, I think. Alright, so we head out here. We get some free Valor Stones. That's always fun. Who would do that violence to poor innocent alts? Another alt purge video coming. I don't think so, but ever since you do that one, no one ever quite trusted any of my characters are gonna live, and I don't blame them. They are disposable. Alright, we've got great list today. Drive, cruising, and then rares. Or shipping. Or, not, pardon me, not shipping, scrapping. Let's do drive first. Although there's rares right here. Because, oh, that's right. She's on an RP server, so she can just... I think it could be for an alt perch. I think after I settle out and sort out which of my alts I'm using for professions, and then which ones are like cozy and comfy for, you know, like mount farming in the event that we do another Mount Mania, there may be some extraneous ones that we can let go of after that point, but who's to say? I have lots of overhead in my character limit. And one alt. Or not one alt, one rare. Did I see more? If I did. I didn't think I was going to put too many things in my bar, and I'm not. But it wouldn't kill me to have, to be able to ice barrier myself. And it might kill me if I can't. Because I'm pretty happy to just use one button, but it is nice if you can pop your own cooldowns. Looks like there is some digging we can do. Just for the sake of our list here. Yeah, I like having these on a quiet server. It makes it so much easier to pick up the rares. It does mean that I'm not killing the big juicy rares, and which seem to have a better chance at Mechanica, but it's nice for just getting a list done nice and fast. My other remix alts will also be like this. I might stay a little late today. I don't see why not to try and finish this achievement. I'm so close. Knowing my luck, I'm gonna end up running into like awful list for my last like 2. Floating ball of cold? I'm just pressing my one button assistant. I couldn't tell you. I don't know a thing about mage. I would pay Blizzard for a server that only I had access to. Oh man. That would be a service. Blizzard, I'll pay you an extra $10 a month just to make everyone else go away. There, so that's our scrap goal. We don't particularly need to finish this, but we may as well get our stuff from it. I might want to put Invis on my bar, actually. Alright, so that's that. We do 2 races and then some cans, and then I think we're good on this alt. Let's do it. Happy Sunday. Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks, Red Spice. Right back at you. Happy Sunday. I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be this close to done with my Chet list achievement. I was really languishing in the middle of it. I had a lot of motivation. I was doing a bunch of them every week up until like 40 or so. And then I was stuck between 40 and 60 for a long time. I think for a while I was just doing 1 list per week and that was it. And then around like 70 or so, something kicked in and I started wanting to do all of them.
fatigue. I think I was also not as dialed in when I was doing the list, so they would take me like 40 minutes per list because I would also stop and do like gold world quests and weeklies, and like there were so many other things I wanted to collect. And now that I'm a little deeper in my collecting, I don't feel the need to stop quite so much because I have a lot of the other stuff finished. On the offensive from Shadowlands. I think so. I think it was part of the meta, wasn't it? I guess I can't find it. Not sure. What was it for? If it was PvP, I probably didn't do it. This zone is Undermine. This is the Goblin zone they added, sort of middle of War Within. Had a great raid that went with it. Let me see. On the Offensive, you said it's called? I don't see it listed. Maybe it's a feat of strength. A few more cans. Yeah, Midnight is not out just yet, but it's coming out relatively soon. It's in beta. This content is a patch or so old. There's a newer patch that's come out since this. Oh, not quite. Almost. Watched you for a long time, exclusively on YouTube. I'm on a little WoW break right now, but I'm so stoked to come back for player housing. Hi! I'm excited for housing too. I haven't done too much of it in alpha and beta because I'm just so excited to do it when it's like real, you know? Must have missed Undermine. There's a lot of collecting out here. A lot of fun like zany goblin activities. The car is pretty cool. This was divisive because you can go really fast, but you can also, because you're going so fast and because it handles a bit funny, you can hit things and get stuck and it can be a bit frustrating. Alright, that was list 97. Let's see if we can do list 98. I wonder if you're the only one that thinks the car is cool. Can't possibly be. There's no way. Alright, so this character is on a different realm, so we're gonna switch. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. And hopefully we get a good list again. No, she isn't, because I love that car so much. I would be so happy if we could drive the car anywhere. I don't think they're gonna do it, but I would enjoy it. It's like playing Mario Kart for me. Did the gold race is pretty early on in Undermine. Nice. I'm in a strange position where I'm not good at the car, but I enjoy it anyway. Alright. So, this character, we're gonna open her bag without her being flown away. We're gonna get her 2,000 gold. And her gear. I'm gonna grab a random mount. Well, thanks for the raid, Branko Plays Games. Hope you had a good stream. We're gonna grab our one button spell assistant. And throw a couple of things on our bars here. Just normal stuff that we might want to have handy. A couple of defensives. Yeah. That's good enough. Oh, I need to choose hero talents. Grab Templar, I think, is what we had done. Take anything. Very good. And same thing. I'm not even going to do the intro quest because I didn't have to do it on the last ult, so I'm just going to take them through the portal straight there. How about yes to undermine cart worldwide? They could do races too. People don't know how to use drift well. Yeah, drifting makes it a lot easier to make it around corners. I think there's also like this very natural instinct in WoW to take the shortest possible route to any place. So you've got like your TomTom arrow or whatever, and you want to go direct from A to B. And in the car, you can, at least for me, I can get there a lot faster if I stick to the road. And I go past that, and then I just take the next right. If the arrow wants me to go right, I don't follow it directly, because that's a great way to get myself stuck in a ditch. But you have to kind of overcome your initial instinct to want to take the crow's flight there. Unless you're like super sick and you can weave through the ditch, but I'm not. I've never been able to do that. I don't know if there's anything new in Pilgrim's Bounty. I haven't seen it. Any definitive housing decisions? I don't think I'm going to pick out like a theme or a size or anything. I think I'm going to just kind of make it up as I go along on vibes. I don't think I'm going to have just one theme. Also the risk of getting stuck in DCing. War within meta achievement. There is, right? I think there is. Coming in the next patch? I don't have a lot of details. Let's stop by the garage. Quite easy, almost had the meta all done already. Is it available already or is it coming later? Oh, it's for some goblin-y mount, that's right. So excited to see what other people are going to do for housing. It's going to really help inspire my home. It's on the beta PTR with 11.27. That's right. That's right. Best raid in the War Within? What was the first one again? I've already forgotten the first one. I liked Undermine. I liked that Liberation of Undermine a lot. Alright, what do we got? We got Rares, Cruising, and Side Gig. Works for me. Rare should be pretty easy. I had to think about that as well. Nerubar. Yeah, no, that's been cleared out of my brain's RAM. Gone. I made raid guides and everything. Nothing. I can name, like, if I was trying to name 3 bosses from Nerubar Palace, Queen Ansurek, which was the last one. Nothing else. Gone. Gone from upstairs. Lumathar, maybe? I remember Lumathar. Lumathar was kind of boring. Nerubar was my least favorite. It's also gone. I just don't remember raids after they're over, really. My brain has decided that that's just storage that we can reclaim. That wasn't in Palace? Oh no. Wow, I was really convinced it was. Kaiveza was there. Man, this was a while ago. Do you think I can survive Gutso by myself? With one button and just default template gear here? I feel like the answer is maybe no. This music is the Undermine Zone music. There's a few different tracks that'll play depending on what you're doing. Oh yeah, Rational, that's right. Can't do it.
I'm not gonna try to solo the big ones. Not prepared. We'll do the side gig. And maybe candy. Big worm with the eggs. Oh, Ovanax, yeah. Is Lumathar really in Manaforge? That's crazy. I guess it was a bug. Might need to put Word of Glory on my bar. In case I need a little self-heal. She's gonna need one more rare. She's gonna need her side gig. And then cans. Let's make our way to the side gig. Keeping an eye out on the map for rares. Does your RAM only dump RAM stuff like this or also IRL things? I think IRL doesn't have as much stuff for me to remember. It'd be a fun trivia game. We name a boss and you wrongly guess which raid it was from. It's even slightly more embarrassing since I've made raid guides for them, tested them, wrote scripts, recorded voiceovers, all that good stuff. Dragonflight raids are all like a complete mystery to me. I don't remember them at all. I vaguely remember there was a blue spider boss that we were all sliding around on. Couldn't really tell you much more about it. Yeah, your brain decided that information was stored in the raid guide, exactly. I did all the work to externalize it and now it's gone. It's out of me. The process of making and putting out a video like that is really, in essence, an exorcism. Christmas tree up now? Wait till after Thanksgiving? You gotta follow your heart. Is Razagrath. What did you name this character? This is Snow Crab. Which is another thing that yesterday I couldn't remember even though I had made it like a week earlier. Artisan Snow Crab. She's gonna be a blacksmith one day. You'll see. Maybe. But I'm gonna go a little over today to try to finish this achievement. We're so close. Ooh, if I couldn't take Gutso, I don't know if I could take Slugger. I think I might sniff around and look for Sal we could do. Sniff around and look for someone I can handle here. Don't mind me. How many? When I turn in this one, it'll be... Hold on. Stand by. Sub 5. I think when I run out of remix alts, I'm gonna need one more list. And I have one more remix alt after this one. Because I'm not gonna convert Crawdad. Making someone named Snowcrab didn't know it was a paladin and didn't know you got her to 80. The remix leveling goes so fast. There's an argument to be made for leveling
another remix alt to 80 and converting it out to get a free list compared to farming 40 check cards to get that free list. Yeah, I was thinking about doing it as an extra on the main. Or maybe even an alt if she's ahead in check cards. One of my alts might have more check cards because I did a check card list on my main somewhat recently, so she doesn't have a ton of them. Yeah, 655 seems fine for Undermine. Yeah, I'm not close to 400% XP, but leveling is still super fast. I'm at like 280 something, but it takes just like a couple hours to get him to 80. Not a big deal. Although not something I'm gonna do like today. I'm going over. I don't know if I'm going that far over. I've gotten really lucky today with getting super easy lists for the most part. And then it helps that it's a nice, easy sluice day too, so on the off chance that I have to do a side street, not a huge deal. Normal Mana Forge? If you can get into a group. That's the trick. Think you'll clear all this up by Wednesday? I want to clear it all out today. Earthen Ring, huh? Because if I waited for a reset, that would be the easy thing to do, but... who wants to do the easy thing? Alright, Lamprey. Ask if my guild would hate me. That sounds like a question for your guild. How are you 280 on Remix? I'm only 260 basically done. What does 280 on Remix mean? Pack. Oh, experience gain. I did a lot of I did a lot of the thingies. What am I doing? Oh, here. I need a mount, so I need my travel form. I'm gonna put travel form on 1. I'm gonna use single button assistant. I'm gonna stick in Tiger Dash. What else? What else do I really want here? Stampeding Roar. Bark Skin. Wouldn't mind the kick. Skull Bash, yeah. Survival Instincts. And maybe Incarn. And then we're gonna grab shirt, yeah. Whatever. Good, yep. Snowing lightly here, really pretty to watch from a window seat. Oh, that sounds nice. Cat form for just the movement speed of it. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna check on my account here. Should be like 98. Yeah, that's 98. So this list will be 99. So close. Just in case I feel like I want to mount for something. No, I won't actually. I can just use this. So her Hearthstone, or his Hearthstone rather. Oh, I'll make sure that my single button assistant is reflected in my forms here. Bear form. Which just wants me to go back into cat form, but that's all good. Just in case I Stampeding Roar and I lock myself into one of my forms. Sometimes I pick up the World Soul, the Fragments one. Because you can get that done just on rares over time. Or even the do a delve, if I end up doing the delve. But we're not worried about that. We're not worried about that. We're just doing lists. We're locked in on lists. Stopping by the garage. Because otherwise, I don't even think they let you use your boost. He wants a red car for sure. Technically participating. Getting out of there because I don't have my list yet. Alright, let's just so I can pick up a little bit of free market research later. Gosh, it's weird being a Worgen. I don't think I like it. I don't know if I care for it. Alright, come on, good list. It's nice how clean the bags are on these characters. A lot of my characters have awful bags. Okay. Not looking good immediately. We have scrap and side gig, and then the last one looks like it's gonna be shipping, which will take a sec. We'll do... Oh, that scrap shop counted! That's cute! We'll go do the side gig first. We don't need to worry about rares. We don't need to worry about races. What can be dropped? You get Valor Stones. I'm mainly doing it for the achievement. There's an achievement you get for turning 100 of them into C.H.E.T.T. And it gives a title and it gives you the opportunity to buy a specific cosmetic back piece. It's one of the achievements that not very many people did, which makes me want to do it. It's just super grindy. But I'm almost finished. Off after the elusive items. It does give a title. It gives the part-timer title. Tiger's Fury on. Oh no, Tiger's Fury did get pressed. It did want me to do it. That's good. Rather than set all these alts up with bars, I'm just using the single button rotation to kill things. Okay, so that's the side game. That's fine. That's nice and fast. The jobs, the shipping and handling is the part that's gonna really soak up our time here. That and then getting our finalists together, but you know I can't stop. You know I can't stop at 99 out of 100. There's no way. Okay. Yeah. Some of these are just terrible. Scrap will be fine. We can do... Let's do jobs, and then if we see any scrap piles while we're doing jobs, we'll stop by. Sounds insane enough. Have fun. Thanks. I made a lot more headway today than I thought I was going to. I'm pretty happy with it. What's for lunch? I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble because I can hear my partner making lunch, and I'm not... I don't know if he's overheard yet or not that I'm going a bit over today, so hopefully it's something that we'll keep. I didn't check in. It's a bit inconsiderate of me. This one. I'll help you out with your paper route. We did have leftover... We had leftover something available. Oh, maybe not, actually. Can't remember. I made a big batch of curry, but we might have eaten it all. You guys still have game music, but my headphones they died. Their battery lasts for about exactly the length of my normal stream time. So I'm doing this in spooky acapella silence for me. Can go ask him now. I think he knows. Besides, I don't think we're gonna be super much longer here. Well, I say that now, we'll see. Let's use our finest driving skills. He can also, if he really wants to, he can meet without me. And I can catch up later since I'm the one who's going a little late. Now I want to do this way. Another package. So wide around Gutso. This one gets me into trouble sometimes. Because there's so many things you can get in combat with here, and I feel like this tends to break it. A little bit of trouble. Oh. It's quite amazing that the battery sucks so much, but it sucked the same amount for years. I mean, I don't think it's that incredible that it doesn't last that long. It's tiny. Longer battery life is generally something that's either in a very expensive thing, which these are not, or it's in a very larger thing. Like, if for a battery to have to fit in something like this and not be heavy, I don't think it's surprising that you only get a couple hours out of it. It is impressive that it hasn't degraded more. What class spec does the chat mean? I'm a holy priest. I'm a holy priest too. For now. Earbuds probably the same size, last like 8 hours, maybe 6, who knows? Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I'm just making a lot of excuses for them. Did that kill my job? Yep, sure did. Luckily, the streak does not need to be intact for the sake of, didn't know that dying dropped your streak, that kind of sucks. The streak doesn't need to be intact for the list. It would help if I remembered where I was so I can find it when I'm done. Next time if you didn't stream, usually, yeah. Cheap ones last 4 to 6 hours. It's not usually a problem. I don't usually need them to last longer than this much. Besides, on really long streams, what we usually do is I just rotate over to my regular headphones. I've got bigger ones that get a good 8 hour plus battery on them. Because they're bigger. Wow, this guy's really squishy. Like, I know I picked random talents and I'm using the one button setup, so perhaps it's not the finest and most efficient of things, but still. I think he needs regrowth on his bar so that he can press the procs if he gets any. I was like 4 jobs in. Undermine Grade was great except for Styx. Styx might be my favorite fight. I loved junk rolling. I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I was so excited whenever it was my turn. I have a feeling we might disagree on that one. I also really liked Sprocketmonger Lockingstock, and not just because he had a fun name. Least favorite for me, maybe I'm forgetting some. I don't know, Cauldron of Carnage was just okay. It was fine. I didn't love it. On Mythic, it was big nonsense. Oh yeah, I bet. My perspectives are very much heroic only. We still got ourselves into plenty of trouble on Heroic. Styx was the boss that we had to re-progress on the most, because the second that we tried to do it on farm and people stopped wanting to like pay all their attention, we would just wipe on it over and over again. It was really funny. Oh, that quest is tracking it. Okay, so I'm 7 out of 10 for my list. Because I'm also 7 out of 10 for the week. Those will be the same count. Styx is high on the list of bosses that I struggle with because the primary key to progression was hope the mechanic doesn't land on someone who doesn't understand it at an inopportune time. Yeah, those are good ones. People could really ruin your life with that one. Did I not rescue Gary the Goldfish? Oh, I did. Okay. I think I also need to do some scrapping. The real kicker is going to be how long it takes me to grind up another list. That could be a project. Maybe I've bit off more than I can chew here. I tell people, do Undermine Delves and do them on the highest difficulty you can, and that probably will get a lot of cards, but if I'm like going to try and do like a, even on my main, like a, I don't know, Excavation Site 11, that's kind of a project. Unless I get lucky and I get a portal. And even then, I'm not sure if that would count for the cards. Rash and Nana was a great mythic boss from Nearbar Palace. Well, I'm glad it was a good mythic boss. It wasn't a great normal and heroic boss. It was fine. It was very put your left foot in, put your right foot out. Run to the other side of the platform and do it all again. Not very, inspired. Excavation Site 9 and the clothy sucks. Excavation Site 9 is just always long. There must be a short story, but it's never short when I do it. So that's good. So now I just need to do some scrap digging. Looks to be this way. It's always the one you had to charge the excavators. That's the one I always feel like I get too. And it takes like a horrifically long time. All-time favorite X-Pack? I don't know. I give different answers every time. Maybe BFA. That was a real good one for me. I like that a lot. I had a lot of fun in BFA. Mostly say BFA? Yeah. I think BFA came at like a nice point where I really liked the collecting. I really loved the zones. The raids were also strong. I mean, the raids are always strong, but the raids were also strong. It wasn't a good Mythic Plus year for me. Or like expansion for me because I wasn't healing yet. I didn't really enjoy Mythic Plus until I started healing it, and that was Shadowlands. But the big gripe people had about it, which was like the artifact power grind, didn't bother me so much because I didn't feel like I had to keep up. I was happy to just kind of like let the catch up keep me sort of caught up and otherwise not stress about it. And also, it was kind of just like, what year is that, like 2018? When did BFA come out? I think it was just kind of, like I had a lot of energy, I was feeling good about the content I was making, I was feeling good about streaming, it kind of felt like things were happening for me. Yeah, 2018. 2018, 2019 were like big exciting years, I feel like. The pandemic really took the wind out of my sails. I never really got back on my feet after it. I did, like, don't get me wrong, I did fine, but I never felt quite the same about stuff after. I started raid guides in Legion, surprisingly enough. I've been doing those for a long time. Trial of Valor were my first raid guides. They were pretty different back then. They were longer. Hi, buddy. When I first started doing them, I felt the need to explain literally every mechanic, even if they were implied or implicit. So they weren't as tight. Alright, here's the list. So this is list 99. Moose is coming to pick me up for lunch. He comes to my office at the end of the stream if I'm gone too late, being like, why aren't you done yet? This is when you come out and you cuddle with Moose. So, I'm gonna check and see if I have extra check cards on this alt. And if I don't, then I'll want them on my ink sleeve. I remember using your guide for the Celestial Tournament back in MOP. Yeah, that was when I started making YouTube videos in MOP. That was when I started. And I felt like I was fairly underground for a couple of expansions. Like, I was doing it, but it was just like a cute little thing I was doing to keep myself busy. It wasn't like a job or anything yet. So she has 3 C.H.E.T.T cards. That's not exactly a visionary amount of them. We're not going to worry about that. I'm at 99 out of 100 C.H.E.T.T lists. If I just waited until next week, I could do one on Wednesday on my main. And then be done. Uh-oh, I smell food. It smells good. I did a lot of PvP back in WoD. That was when most of my PvP happened. I continued to kind of sort of PvP after that. All the way through the first season of Dragonflight, I would at least do enough arena to get like my Vicious mount. But I never got back to the same level I played at in WoD. Looks at your boosts. Yeah, actually, there might be an argument to be made there. Boosts. Oh, she has 35 C.H.E.T.T cards. You only need 40 for a list. I didn't realize she had 35 of them on her. Yeah, I remember when I made that merch too. That was in BFA as well, I think. No. That was the Kira merch. The stick figures came later. What the hell cults would use them for? Okay, so if I want to get... Well, I only need 5 of them. The kicker is that I'm going to want to do this without doing a delve, and I'm going to make it longer than if I had just bucked up and done the delve. Love those stick figures. I still felt awful that they didn't end up sticking to the sweaters very well. That sucks. We just need to kill a lot of goblins, because they all have a chance to drop cards. And if we get 5 cards, we can pick up our final list. There's one. It wouldn't hurt if we also did the world quest along the way. Did I get any more of them? No, we're at 36. Started watching Hazel during Saturday News, and I got my mom into them too. Mom is passed now, but we had some amazing WoW times. Oh. Oh. My heart. It's really nice. Preach giving you a massive shout out for your guides. That was really nice of him. I don't remember who it was, but I remember someone sending me a clip of some content creator watching one of my guides. And it was in BFA, and it was for one of the Crucible of Storms guys. And I had told people to, if you don't understand the line mechanic, just follow someone who does. And they enjoyed that. They liked it. They thought that was a good way of putting it. Dungeon guides for next season? Probably not. I always want to do dungeon guides. I never have time for them. They take a lot longer than raid guides. And I'm and they happen at the same time too, which is tough. Okay, I need 4 more cards. What's the best way for me to do this quickly? Oh. It's probably the Delve. I don't really want to do it on a super high difficulty, but you get more cards on a higher difficulty. I'm going to stick it to like a 4, I think, is what I'm going to do. Because I think this will still be super fast, but we'll hopefully have a couple cards. Oh, raid guys progressing. I mean, I got the footage 2 days ago, so that's all I've done. It used to be that there was a much bigger gap between testing and them coming out, and the fights were more liable to change. Lately, I think they've been maybe doing some internal testing ahead of time, because lately the fights that we've been seeing in raid testing have been much closer to the finished versions of them, and they don't see an awful lot of changes before live, so my excuse to procrastinate is kind of dead. Why the overtime? Saw the chat tracker. 99, man. My theory for being in here, I need another list, and I'm out of alts. I have 36 Chet cards on this character. So the reason I'm in the side street sluice is so that I can hopefully get 4 more Chet cards to drop off of just dudes in here. Is my theory. We're gonna test it out. Not enough alts. I even transferred my remix alts. Everybody except for Crawdad I pulled off of them off of remix and did alt lists on them as well. Yeah, it's not something I say often, but I don't have all of them at level 80. I have a ton of alts at 70, and those don't help me. They can't do chat lists. And after today, they won't need to. I was kind of hoping this would be really good for cards, and I'm not seeing a lot of them. Maybe you get some from the end boss? I don't need like 30 cards, I just need 4. Oh, I just got 2. We're at 38. I just saw them in my chat window. They're green. I'm loving the remix alt. It actually crossed my mind that it might be faster to get my my recent proofs that I made to 80 and then transfer it out than just to farm another list worth. But I have so many cards in this character that she's pretty close. There, she has 40 now. I don't need to finish this delve, but I may as well do it. Because we're done, basically. We just have to go do the last boss. And then fingers crossed for a good list. But whatever it is, it's happening. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Wow. I never thought this day would come. The last 2 weeks, I really just smoked the lists. I just had enough, I guess. I don't know. Got a weekly done. Oh, none of that. Alright, let's go pick up that list. I'm gonna have to wear this jetpack around. Which is a shame because it means I'm gonna have to take off my back piece that is currently a little oven. It's a little bread display. It's so cute. But I worked too hard. It's a green colored jetpack. Will you keep doing lists for rep? When I do my weeklies, absolutely. I don't think I'm gonna grind lists in the same way though. Alright, here's my list. What do we got? We got scrap. We got rares. And side gig. Done. Alright. Happy with that. We'll do the gig first. Love that oven. I have it marked too. I wonder if I should do the rares while I see it. If I see Volt Strike up, I think I should go for it. Oven is from Trading Post. November Trading Post. If you want it, now's the time. It'll rotate out soon. I have it. It's so cute. November was the best Trading Post. I was so happy about it. It was so fun. Do I even need rares actually? Hang on. Yes, yes I do. Hang on a second. Am I just doing this out of habit? Alright, I got one chunk of charge glass. That's not great. I feel like I didn't loot some of these. They died too far from me. Did it not do the thing? I don't know. The faction weekly rares seem to have the strongest drop rates for miscellaneous mechanica. Of which, actually, I have 4. I think I have 5. I just forgot which character got one that I forgot to put in the war bank. Maybe none. I know I have 2 in the war bank right now. Miscellaneous mechanica. We got a couple to drop today while we were doing lists. 32. This should tick up a little bit. I don't know how to stick the glass in the machine, to be honest with you. I have 8 charged glass. Maybe I just walk away and then walk back. Let's leave the area and come back. One thing I missed from WoD is everyone had a loot boomerang. So OP. I forgot about that. Yeah, now I can click on it. That's much better. This one in particular I feel like is super fussy. Greetings gamers. Hi Premade, how you doing? It's not a bad list, although I am definitely making myself here with this. Come on guys, let's get Volt Strike up. I'm late for lunch. Oh, now it won't let me turn it in again. Hang on, I'll do it again. Hi. I'm gonna be... You probably should. I might be another 15 minutes. No! I shouldn't have done it! Oh, that was terrible. I left so I could reset so I could turn in my glass so I could help summon him. And they summoned him and killed him before I got back. Oh, oh, that one hurts. Alright, shake it off. Carry on, keep going. Quick like bunny, quick like bunny. We're gonna do our, we're not gonna worry too much about the rares, we'll find them. We're gonna do the... Is my dog under my desk? Yes, he is. My dog and my cat are both having a meeting over my feet. They don't know why I'm still streaming. We're gonna do the... No! She can't do the side gigs. She's done them already. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Everything's fine. This is all falling apart. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not super happy about it, but I know what I'm gonna do. Oh, Moose. He's putting his chin on my foot. I'm gonna do Excavation Site 9. The fishing one is horrific. They want you to catch 50 fish, 5-0, and not just from open water, from steam wheel runoff pools. It's horrific. I'm gonna do Excavation Site 9. Yeah, it's really bad. I normally do side gigs, but I forgot that this character did them already this week. And I'm gonna do anything it takes to get this list done, because this is list 99 out of 100. It says Volt Strike's back up. I don't believe them. I'm retired from Volt Strike. Volt Strike and I are fighting. Lap. I guess if I'm doing Excavation Site 9, I should go do it. That's brutal. We can do more digging after. You do get a title for 100 Chet lists. And you get the chance to buy the Chet pack, which is one of the last things for Resonance Crystals that I haven't bought yet. We're doing this during catch-up in like 2 years. Terrible list. Last two lists are going to be long. Not sure how long the last one was, but this is definitely going to be. The achievement is called Chetmate. The title it gives is Part-Timer. It says the story variant is Rowdy Rifts. I never go to Excavation Site 9. Door's over here, I guess. Where is the door? Actual question. Where is the door? Part-timer should give full-timer instead. In the hole. Oh, it's over here. So it's marked in the wrong spot on the map? Assuming this is it. This looks kind of like it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's annoying. You can tell I never come out here. Alright, we're cranking it down to a 1. Come on, Bran. We're going. We're out of here. We cannot take a portal if we find one. They don't count if you portal. Alright, close 5 dark tears. And then just slay old gun forces. That's not so bad. We can do that. We still have to do... it won't be too bad. We have to do rares, which we need to catch, and it's a reasonably busy shard, but we can manage, and then scrap will be fine. If we're lucky, we'll get a Galagio garbage while we're scrapping. And that'll get us together here. One story that's insanely easy and fast, gives you a button that makes you spin and shreds everything. I'm not too worried about the damage because I've stuck it to a 1 and I'm at a level 7, 15. It's just a question of how far you can run through here. They don't let you mount in here. I'm racing against time. We're getting there. This is fast. We're almost finished this. we do this one more portal and then like a big AoE pull. And then we just need to do like a dig and find a couple rares. The rares could stick me. I don't like depending on rares on a busy shard. On an empty shard, it's like super easy. It's one of my favorite objectives. Remix tunes just get 655 gear. Doesn't matter what gear they had on before, they just get template 655 gear. Ooh, I ran too far up the hill. There's no mobs down here. Tears, I think, don't count. They don't spawn anything. No, I need mobs. I ran too far. Let's get this guy. Ran all the way into the last boss room. I'm just glad it's not the drill story. That's the kindness of the day. Yeah, he did. Get all the treasure. Make sure it counts. Good. Make sure that it counted for the list, thankfully. Very good. Alright, let's go do scrap and rares. I don't know. I don't like not having a backup plan for the rares. I guess there's battle pets, but that's pretty yucky. We don't love that. Also, I think I'm better off hearthing and then taking the old Undermine portal rather than trying to find the drill. I never remember where the drill is. I'm not even turning my weeklies. Groundmaster. The scrap will take no time. One dig will do the scrap. We just have to find the rares. Battle pet one is not bad. You have to catch 5 battle pets. It takes like 10 minutes. Like, if we have to, then we have to. But I would do delves before I do that. Like, don't get me wrong, I have the teams to do it. It's just, and I did it last week, but it's one of the worst objectives. It's just long. Casted, thanks for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Keeping an eye out for big elite rares. Although, you know what? I think I did those this week already too, so I don't think I'll see those. They won't count. I need the little ones. The little ones are at least daily. It's that or fish, but we'll find the rares. We'll find it. Although this will be, because of that, this will be a little bit annoying. Let's go do a little lap of the out-of-the-way ones, and let's also turn on Rare Scanner. Fish one annoying but doable. 50 fish at a pools? That's a work run. Scrap chewer. Someone's doing scrap chewer. Alright, we'll try. We'll try and make it. I'm a little burned from Volt Strike, but oh, there we go. they haven't summoned him yet, and that's good. I don't know if I'm relying on this, but at least it's a guaranteed rare, assuming I don't wander off and not wander off and miss him. Can't have that. Can you always tell when Flabby's being serious and when he isn't? No. I almost never know. I think it's degrading his opinion of my intellect because he'll say things that are obviously a joke and I'll take them 100% seriously and be like, what? And then he's like, no, 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 no. Killed a rare. We tagged one. Someone spawns garbage. I'm never gonna make it to the garbage. There's definitely gonna be people on top of that. Let's do a little drive-by of like Scrapbeak and then maybe check on the rats. Logic being that the really out-of-the-way ones are more likely to be up and surviving. It worked for me on one of my other alts. Going long today. I want to finish Chet list 100. I've done 99 of them. I got the Chet cards to do one bonus list of my priest. And I am now dealing with the reality of trying to do a list on a character that has already done a lot of things for the week and can't redo all of it. But it's list 99. It's list 100. It's the last one. Rep tokens that drop in Lemix do not transfer out at all. You don't keep anything that was in your bags. You do keep your gold, and then you get an extra 2,000 gold on top of it. You're rare. I think we need one more. Yeah, we need one more. I just did scrap sure, so that's not gonna work. Sal's up. Can I make it? I'm really bad at driving to Sal. He's like over here. Haha! This should do it! In theory. I don't think I'm doing a very good job at driving back, but there we go. I was here. Finally done. Alright, I've been contract killer Inksy. But I'm officially part-timer Inksy. I wonder if that's my new rarest title. Oh yeah, let's go. So when you look at the transaction terminal, he has the Chet pack. It's only 1,000 resonance crystals. That's nice. And you can purchase that. Perfect for a part-timer. Scoots, thanks for the 65-month resub. Appreciate it. Oh, thanks for stopping by for my big moment. I'd like to thank my parents. Let's go make a mog real quick, but then I gotta go eat. Let's mog on our new Chet pack. You know what? I'm just gonna stick it on her outfit. I'm not even changing the rest of it. There we go. She's going somewhere. It's the green ones. Alright. I am done for the day. I will be here probably on Wednesday, assuming nothing comes up. I don't think I have any plans. We'll have to see. Today's Sunday, so it's time for my weekend. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for being here. Bye.